Mario Barrios is trash because his 2 losses are to Tank Davis and Keith Thurman, and he's the worst champion. When something you bring up constantly, Ness, how many people get that opportunity and I just get it? Win when it's presented. We got to stop doing that, man. But yeah, so I think we've created, honestly, the fan base, just fans overall have created someone like Teofimo that speaks this
Alex,
garbage. Yes, sir.
let me get to Bill Haney jumped on.
Yes, sir. All right. Shout out, Bill. Shout out, y'all.
Bill, what's up?
Hey, hold on. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Good. Oh, good. What's up, brother? Shout
Chilling,
out to the
chilling.
boxing. I can listen. I got my headphones on because I can hear you loud and clear. I'm 50 some floors up in New York City, man, and we having a ball, man.
So you still in New York? Actually,
Yeah.
I heard you moved to New York, man. That's crazy. You got me out here and then you left.
No, this is your home right here. This is the second home. We've grown, Ness. You've grown. You know, the Haney brand, the name has grown. I think that now people are playing it back. I think that you got a chance. Did you see what I just posted on my story?
Instagram, let me check.
Instagram story. Just check within the last hour. Story.
Dreams, man. Do that thing, man, that keeps you up at night. That thing that bothers you, man, that makes you trip. You can't quit thinking about it. You wake up in the middle of the night, you got a new idea. That's what you got to chase. Because anything else, it's going to disappoint you.
All right, now here we go. Look at this, Ness. Look at Dan's right hand up. You see that right hand up? Did you see? Go back and see it again. They said, can we do it? Are we do it? Are we ready? Go look at it. It's a master class, Ness. Look at it. One more time.
I say chase your dreams, man.
Look at there. Ooh, look at that right hand back up. The right hand back up. Ooh.
Yo, I'm
Hey,
going to be
man.
real. No disrespect to Dev. I was impressed with this. Lord, man. I ain't know Sean had it like that. That's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
listen.
He is a natural, bro. I watched this whole sparring, bro. For this to be his second time sparring, that's crazy. I never was this calm, man. Is he going to take it serious now?
Look at the feet. Look at the feet, though. Look at the feet. And he's going the same direction. And that's why I'm telling him. The Haneys are educating you. Look, he's going and that guy, that kid, is no different than Ramirez. He's a better fighter than what you see when you use the feet.
Is he going to take it serious now? Because I thought he wanted to do tennis.
Man, he tests, my kids test all of the parent-to-partner patience that I preach. It starts at home, and it's getting behind your kid's passion. You know what I mean? If that's what he wants to do, then I'm gonna get behind him. But I didn't think we were gonna be still, in the gym training this way. I trained with him, but we were training him in tennis, and he said, "Pops, during this training camp for Ramirez, he said, Pops, I want to train, I want to box, I want to fight." Obviously, you know what I'm saying,
crazy,
as a parent.
Man. How'd that make you feel? Because obviously you put in a lot of time in tennis. Is he completely pivoted, or he wants to do both?
Well, no, he's as far as right now, he's pivoted to boxing, and like I said, and I totally support him.
That got to be Devin,
I mean?
right? Like not Devin physically influenced him, but him watching his big brother be so great.
Yes,
that's crazy, man.
I
was so happy to see that. It was. I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. Honestly, I can't believe it.
Sean.
He looks like he's been sparring for years, man. That's wild.
I know, right?
I know how tough it is, man. That looks real good.
Listen, Sean, come here. It's a tough, it's the hurt business. You know what I mean? And if you don't have it, you know what I'm saying? It's even tougher. In tennis, you can learn on the job, right? But with with boxing, it's the hurt business. So, I support him, I'm behind him, but of course, we have work. We have a lot of work to do. That's one thing that we do. We have a lot of work to do.
So all these kids, when they were, all these men, when they were children. Obviously, we're discussing Boots and Teofimo. This is like an old sparring video of them. I spoke to Bozy years ago where he said he built Boots into a welterweight, that in the amateurs he was fighting at 40. How realistic is it for Teo to get a win over Jerron Boots Ennis, in your opinion?
Man, shout out to Bozy and what he has done, and I knew that it would come out sooner than later in terms of what we knew that to be. That Bozy built Jerron Ennis for 147 pounds. He built him up to whereas with Devin, he went more strength and those kind of that kind of direction. I went more with fast and agility, and I stayed at the lower weight to unify and ultimately become undisputed. But we were all one division apart. Shakur, Devin, and Boots. Ultimately, knowing that they could all end up together, in the ring at some point in time. They were the ones winning. A lot of the times, I think Gary Antoine Russell, of course, he was in there as well. Teofimo, he didn't really win as much, but he won some. He was somebody that always showed up, and he did have his share of winning as well, but probably not as much. All those guys. Shushu was there. Richard Hitchinson was there. You know what I mean? So now you're getting a chance to see the second half of Devin Haney's career. As a young fighter, he stepped out there on faith and skill and was able to beat guys and to be in a ring with guys that, for all intent purposes, traditionally you wouldn't do. But right now, the ultimate grudge match between the Haneys and the Lopezes can't run. I know the media want to try to run Teo and his racist rants and all that, trying to run him away from Dev. But behind the scenes, you know what's happening. Devin, Teofimo, you were on the undercard of the fight. Well, not even say the undercard. You were part of one of the co-main events. We're all in the same weight division, in or around each other. You know what I'm saying? So that was the fight. It wasn't going to be, if it wasn't going to be Ryan, it was going to be Teofimo Lopez. And it looks like Ryan is somewhere getting himself together and gathering himself. So ultimately, Teo should not even want any other fight. He shouldn't be looking for any other fight other than Devin Haney. And I know they're quiet right now, and they say that what they will do, right? But it's not what they will do. It's what you want to do. The biggest name for Teofimo Lopez is Devin Haney. The next biggest name for
you think the Devin fight is bigger than the Teo Boots fight?
Absolutely.
But I think that there's an element of fear for Teo by moving up. Right? The public is going to perceive it as almost a given knockout for Boots because Teo is moving up.
No, you want, just like the WBC tournament, right? He moves the other direction. He keeps moving the goalposts as if the check is not coming from Turkey himself and the Saudi, the Salah and Ring and everything. So money is not a problem, right? So now he acts like, you're looking for Boots. Man, knock it off. You know why you're looking for Boots, because you're running from Devin Haney. So you think putting Boots' name out there, you think putting Crawford's name out there, you think that's going to deter it, but I don't think so.
Now,
I think that's ultimately a grudge match that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And they won't be able to run from it. You know what I'm saying? If
What is Atlas Sheik
If
saying though?
Turkey has a
Because
what?
I played the audio. Turkey is the one that's saying he's in talks with Eddie to make the Boots Teofimo fight. So, I mean, Turkey has to offer Teo the Devin fight. What have you got? Have you been offered a Teo fight that you saying you signed and y'all waiting for
No,
him to sign?
I've
Like what?
always no, I always tell you, with Devin Haney, we go out and hunt. We're the hunters. We've always been. You know what I'm saying? And we're hunting Ryan Garcia. We're hunting um, Teofimo Lopez, Jerron Boots Ennis, and everybody else that's around. We're hunting, and we know with the the fight with Ryan Garcia is a grudge match, and the fight with Teofimo Lopez and the Lopez's is an ultimate grudge match for us.
Hey, that's so funny. You know, I've been loving AI. So I asked AI, what fight is bigger, Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez or Jerron Buzenes versus Teofimo Lopez? The verdict, Haney versus Lopez is bigger for marketability. Haney established fan base, their long-lasting standing rivalry, and the Saudi back hyped outweighed Ennis' rising star status. Haney Lopez could be a pay-per-view blockbuster, while Ennis Lopez is more niche. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know that I believe it right now, man, because Teal's coming off a good performance,
On
and he
this,
has to.
don't go with your heart. Don't listen.
No,
Don't
it's
go
not
with
my
your heart.
heart. It's
Your heart,
there's a lane for him, as one of my callers just said it. I don't want to ruin their phrase, but I think they said
Ducker.
the lineal. Damn, what they hate, the lineal destroyer or something like. He's got a lane like this will be three's a charm. Like these phrases are in life before we got it. So like if he beats three lineal champions, that's history. That's history. That's high stakes too. And moving up to fight a bigger man that's naturally more gifted than you, physically bigger than you, more
Okay,
athletic than
listen.
you.
Well, that's the case. Is then maybe Devin steps up and fights the winner of Canelo and Crawford, right? I mean, what the fuck does that have to do with stepping up and fighting a fight that ultimately, what did it say? The biggest fights. The biggest fight is Haney and Lopez. That's what the biggest fight is. We can't, go back on that and then say, well, our heart says that what? No, the biggest fight is Haney and Lopez.
I don't know, man. Boxing deals with momentum. Is the momentum there for that, you think?
You
Because
just asked.
they
You just
both was
asked
on.
chat. You just asked chat. Do I think? I mean, chat is scrolling through millions and millions. It's scrolling through the whole internet.
Universe.
It's
That shit
scaling that.
going through.
Yes,
That shit searching the
yeah,
whole universe.
universe. You know what I mean? So it ain't just what Bill is saying. You know, and 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 that's kind of like what we're on, right? Is making what Turkey is saying is the biggest and the best fights happen that makes the most sense. And by Teofimo Lopez fighting, we both have just this next kind of common opponent denominator. We're on the same schedule. Um, you know,
All right,
there's no need to
but
stop the
look,
momentum.
he's in talks. I get it. That's what y'all want. There's a rivalry. Obviously, AI realizes that that's a bigger fight. It could be a pay-per-view, but Turkey's Turkey. He gonna do what he want to do. Can
Exactly.
you?
And he's talking, we're all talking. You don't go to Fatal Fury. You don't go to Fatal Fury in Saudi Arabia at the ring dinner, the ring, all the stuff. We were all there. You know what I mean? So now he's trying to run from it. Man, you came out there to Saudi Arabia and you know that the deal was on the table for you to fight Devin before that and you ran. You know it's another deal on the table for you to fight. And you
Can
running
we?
again, talking
Can we
about
get
you
another
looking for
fight though?
to
Like hypothetically, just because he's already in talks allegedly, according to Turkey
no,
Al Sheikh.
everyone is.
Would you
everyone is in
guys
talks.
take that Conor Ben fight? We see Shakur talking about Conor a lot. Conor did huge numbers. He came to America looking to see could he get a fight with Ryan. Ryan ended up losing.
No,
Does that
no,
interest?
no, it doesn't.
What?
That's not a next fight. That does not interest me. He just fought at 160 pounds, right? We just fought at 144. No. How about that? No. You heard it from a
Okay.
boss.
So you want to
Later
stick
on.
to
Later
fighters
on.
that were champions?
I'm just saying, it's no. Not right now. We have plenty of time. We have plenty of time to do that fight. He just fought Eubanks at 60. You know what I'm saying? Fought him at 60. I'm not interested.
And
I'll tell you when I am.
the Ryan fight, is that something? Because obviously Turkey Al-Sheikh, he said he spoke to Ryan and he's going to give Ryan another fight to bring him back. So I guess they're going to give Ryan a tune-up. So he's off the table for now. So what's your eyes really on for your son Devin?
The same guy that was on the build-up, the same guy, what they said was the winner, the same one. He said he was going to fight the winner of it, right? That's the guy.
Rolly? Oh, no, Rolly didn't say that.
No.
Who said he was going to fight the winner?
Teo.
Oh. I don't know, Bill. It just seems like Teo has so many plans already. There was early talks of him signing that deal, and he was supposed to get Hitchens, and he was supposed to get Boots. There's really never been any rumors of him fighting Haney.
And that's because behind the scenes, what they're trying to do is run him away because he knows what it is. He knows what it is. The people know what it is. It's been like that, you know. I done told them. I done told his dad, right? We done told the management team, right? We've actually been in a tournament together. It just is what it is.
So I need to get your thoughts on Antonio Tarver, and have you guys spoken? Everyone is feeling like he was overly critical, and obviously it was the return of Jim Lampley, and they were just kind of, yeah. What did you think of that playback?
The people have said it more so than anything about Tarver and Tarver's take on it. Yeah, I don't really have any comment for him. He was doing his job, you know, as I think more so a company man because he still has yet to. Tarver, why don't you talk about Canelo and what Canelo did the very next night? If we're going to bring highlight to CompuBox and numbers and all that other stuff. You see how when Devin doesn't have anything to do with it, you guys never talk about the pay-per-view, the numbers and all the stuff. The numbers don't make a difference. You see? You know how but when it's Devin and you want to paint the narrative, then you paint the narrative that fight was boring or that fight was this or that, right? But actually, if you play it back and you look at it, what I just showed you, it's a masterclass in lateral movement. It's a masterclass in patience. And I'm so happy that those that are narrative driven decided to go with the narrative, right? And the real ones that put together that masterclass and that plan get credit for it. And
Bill, I'm
everyone
glad.
knows who they are.
I'm glad you gave me an opportunity to talk to you, and you're bringing up that fight because I had told my audience I had to ask. I didn't understand why was it. I mean, I think I understand, but I'm not a trainer. I'm just trying to learn here. This is not criticism.
Yes.
What was the, like, I guess, science behind not using the jab? Like, we know Devin to use the jab. Like, that's his.
Right.
That's
Right.
Devin.
And
Is the Devin Haney
on
jab?
But on that given night, right, on that given night under the lights, right, do you panic and do the only thing that you're good at? Or do you develop more tools in your arsenal? Do you trust on can you trust the game plan? That's what it is. Can you trust the game plan? And the entire game plan for me centered around showing that we couldn't, if we don't want to be hit with anything, we don't have to be hit. We know that when the game plan, they says, oh, it was a terrible game plan. You got hit with 3 left hooks and you got knocked down 5 or 6 times. So when my game plan was to not get hit with anything, then we're boring. I'm saying this, but that doesn't mean the next fight is going to be the same game plan. I knew that with a super talented corner that they have in Robert Garcia, they also have Oscar De La Hoya's brilliant boxing mind over there, and Bernard Hopkins, and so internally they have a all-star team and a wealth of knowledge that I knew that the study on Devin would be precise. So the jab, what you guys traditionally, everything that you guys see in Dev, they were prepared for. Robert Garcia said he was not prepared for that, what Devin done. And that's part of using all and every inch of the ring, the squared circle, and that's the science, right? And winning is the name of the game.
Nah, for sure. For sure.
You know what I mean?
I
Ness,
like that
Ness, it adds
jab.
another dimension. But it adds another dimension. Of course, they say, well, Devin will beat you. He can go forward with the jab. He can out jab you to death. He can do all that, right? He has a great right hand, right? He has you just saw the hook, and you see him holding his hands up, right? And you also see the ability that he has the great legs. He has great feet. So you say, well, someone that beats him is going to have great feet as well. They're going to have to be able to close that door. These are layers of the game that, obviously I didn't want to, when you have the warehouse of tools that Devin has, right? It's the long range game. So I didn't necessarily want it to show certain dimensions until we came into certain fights. But being that the people had put so much pressure and talked about not getting hit, well, I wanted to put on a master class and show them this is what a master class looks like of defense. And they says, well, no, we want defense and we want offense, we want excitement. Well, that is exciting when you have all the drama in the world and you have a fighter that's 26 to go and stick to the game plan and to say, okay, Pops, first round, second round. I said, no. If they said you did it 1 round or 2 rounds and you switch up, they'd say it was luck. They'd say it was Ramirez. I said, but when you do it 12 rounds in a humid New York on a Friday night in front of everybody, they'll be critical of you, the ones that don't know what they're seeing. But the guys in the industry are going to fear you even more because that's something that's extremely hard to do and very rare.
So Tarver, one of the quotes was he's too worried about getting hit. Did you feel that it seemed that way aesthetically to the viewers?
Pressure was on. Well, the pressure was on from him not to get hit from his corner, from me. That's where that was, and that's where that anxiousness to move and double step around comes from his corner, and me saying, okay, no, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to deliver, no matter what they say. It's part of the Queensberry rules, right? Winning is winning, and you can win like that. But I'm saying is they were overcritical about whether or not Devin could, and I'm saying that goes back to Mason Menard. We pitched that performance on Mason Menard when we used our legs. You slowly but surely was talking to us, and oh, we want this, we want that. When we gave him that performance, Ness, right there, you know what I mean? Right there, rock'em sock'em with Ryan Garcia, they didn't call him a warrior. They called him Cheney. They called him all the things that, you know what I mean? I said, okay, well, this next time I'm going to show you, if we don't want to get hit, man, we're not getting hit with shit. From nobody.
Just sticking with the Tarver because these are kind of some of these hot topics that the fans have picked up.
Yes.
Where is it here? He was suggesting that obviously maybe Devin was going through something, quote unquote. He's still suffering from some things from that fight, implying end quote, implying obviously that Devin had some mental scars or possibly.
No, ain't no mental scars. We got mental awareness. We know what time it is, and we're not going back. We're not, we can forgive, but we're not forgetting. You know what I mean? And, so we're not going to go in there playing with them. You know what I'm saying? At all. We're going to show you guys just that and then put some respect on his name. That we've given you all kind of different fights. We went forward. We went sideways. We went lateral. I'm talking about sideways. We went lateral. We went forward. We didn't fought on the inside. We didn't fought on the outside, right? We've had a Jorge Linares down 8-9 rounds, and we still fought on the inside. Get clipped, and the motherfucker say we chinny. Come on, man.
Nah, I hear you, man. You know you ain't gonna win it with the fans, though. That's for sure. Dan, you sick too?
Yeah, we are.
Everybody's sick.
Yeah. No, we go. Yes, we are. We winning. We winning. Listen, they tried to run a media smear campaign, and that didn't work because 7 world champions at 26 years old, those kind of accolades beat out and outlast any of that chirping that they're doing.
You ain't lying, man. You can't erase what he's already accomplished.
That's 7 when.
How long does Devin want to be out the ring, Bill? Like, has he expressed? Yeah, has he expressed how long?
No, man. We've signed up. We're in the Fatal Fury tournament, man. Listen, and all of them gonna get it.
Okay, so what does that mean? Like, what is your expected return month then?
I got a call about. I shouldn't say. I can't. I can't announce no dates, man. But I just got a call about something that's real soon. Real soon.
That sounds good.
Sooner than you guys think.
What do you think about Berlanga, man? You know Berlanga from the amateurs. Can he beat Hamza Shiraz? Because obviously it looks like that's a Turkey al-Sheikh guy. They trying to set him up to beat Berlanga to get the Canelo fight. Can Berlanga get that win, in your opinion?
Hey, listen, Berlanga and the family, you know what I mean? Big Edgar, and Edgar, you know what I mean? I'll roll with them, you know what I'm saying? They like family, I'll roll with them. So I haven't got a chance to see the guy, but I hope that he brings out everything that'll show the skills that Edgar truly has because, all those guys, Edgar can box and he got knockout power, but he doesn't necessarily just have to rely on his knockouts. He can box as well, He's part of that same group that I mentioned earlier with Devin.
What do you think is next for Barboza? He built himself up. He got those 2 big wins, but the fight that he was chasing for 3 years, he fell short.
He got to just go back to the drawing board. He got to go back to the drawing board, And being that he's up in Big Bear, he can come in and be a sparring partner for Devin's next fight.
Okay, man, everybody's in Big
Bear.
You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. is over there. What's up with that? I heard Brian Norman ain't want to spar because he believes he wants to fight you guys. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, Brian Norman is, will eventually be one of the fights that's on the table as well.
What do you think about this fight with Jin Sasaki and him going to Japan? Is that something, you would allow Devin to do? Not allow, he's a grown man, but I'm saying, would you advise him to take a fight in Japan?
I don't know who the guy is. Who is the guy in Japan?
He lost to Andy Hidioka. That's the only fight I watched from Jin Sasaki. I mean, not the only. There's another one that Top Rank aired, but other than that, I've only watched 2 fights of him.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know the fighter. I don't know what that, he's the champion. Why would he have to go there?
I mean, the money. He's being paid very good, according to the reports.
Is it a Turkey al-Sheikh bag? Is it that kind of fight with Turkey, or who is it with?
No,
Mr. Honda
Norman. Yes, it's with Mr. Honda, and Norman's not on the Turkey radar just yet.
Right, so it's with Mr. Honda then.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Respectable move.
Cool. So how's New
Yeah.
York, man? You transitioned over there, and how's that been?
Hey man, this is great, man. It's been great. I'm just um taking advantage of all the things that you can do in the city, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's
so
nothing
many.
that doesn't, yeah, nothing that cannot appease your imagination. You know, and that's what's one of the main things that I wanted for my family. Right? It's not um, them not have to say that, oh well, we couldn't do this, or this town doesn't do that here, or this city doesn't provide that opportunity. I wanted them to have an opportunity to grow. You know, and what better place than New York City?
So you've been obviously doing this with Devin since he was about 7. What's the like? I guess the most unexpected lesson you've learned about balancing those roles of manager, fighter, trainer, dad, and then having to be in all these moments in his life as well, being those different people that wear different hats.
Um, you can't trust people, man. You can't be as trusting. I came into the game and I wasn't trusting, right? And we accomplished um our goals and things that we and then I kind of, started taking for granted that the business would be kind and be respectful to us, and that's not the nature of the boxing business. So I've learned to not be as trusting.
But trusting in what? Like in allowing
Well,
someone
you got
to train Devin or trusting
no no
in
allowing
negotiations?
well, allowing the fact that you believe that the fight is going to be um, a fair fight,
Ah.
right? So you look at the money and you look at that, and then you say, okay, well, it's fair. But then on the other hand, it wasn't fair. The 3 pounds and the PDs and all those other things, right? I'm more calculated and more, you know, more focused on detail and not as trusting.
And what advice would you give young father son combinations?
Um,
I
a
mean, you got a lot
conversation.
out there right now. You got the
Yeah, yeah, right.
Merriweathers, the
Yeah,
Walkers, the Williams. There's a lot of there's a lot of father sons right now.
right. Spend a lot of time communicating, right? Uh, Communicating, is one of the easiest things in the world when both parties want to do it, when it's open. I think communication will get you a lot farther than anything else. Um, and sometimes, you say, okay, well, this is harder or that's hard or whatever, but actually a conversation is the easiest thing to have, and you might not agree, but you can agree to disagree.
Back in what 2022, Devin fought George Kambosos. Now, what is building up to be a Devin Haney nemesis in Richardson Hitchens is facing George Kambosos. People have always been critical.
Uh-huh.
People have always been critical of George, specifically Hitchens, but now he's facing him in New York City. What's your thoughts on him accepting George as an opponent as a voluntary defense, and also the outcome of that fight?
Two great teams that deserve everything that they have coming. You know what I mean? Um, Africa, you know, I can't say enough about him in terms of his grit and his grind up through these New York boxing gyms and, navigating the New York streets and doing the right thing. You've got to give him a special star and a bar for doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And getting to this level and being an attractive enough attraction to have George Kambosos travel all the way from Australia to fight another wonderful team, and them who always believed that being at the top meant fighting at the top. And to have that kind of belief and that kind of tradition within their family, the Kambosos, they show a lot of heart. And, shout out to them as well. So it makes for a great event, an entertaining event that, I hope to be there.
Most recently, Devin has been taking responsibility, saying that he was pulling up to the gym in Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis, and he attributes that to his, I guess, the holes in his game on that Ryan Garcia fight night. But you're the trainer. You put together the training camps. Um, did you see it that way? Was it a thing that your son was too comfortable or sleeping in silk sheets, so to speak?
Well, I mean, with anything, you have the yin and the yang. You know, you have the goods and the bads. Me being a trainer, you know, I would want him to be as not as comfortable, right? To have uncomfortability to prepare him for the uncomfortable situations that happen in a fight. But also as a manager of him, right? I want him to have the most money as possible. I want him to have all the fly shit in life. You know what I mean? You know, so within that, you know, I have a dual hat of trying to bring that balance that I can, and that balance of opinion and all that other things. But ultimately, he's the boss, and he knows what kind of sauce he needs on that night. So a self-checking beats any other kind of checking in the world. He self-checked his game, and I saw a patient, deliberate, strategic, and determined fighter in there. He was determined to show Jose Ramirez that you're not in his league. When it comes down to it, on that given night, you don't have the tools to handle a Devin Haney, and that's what he showed him. And even with help, like I say, from an all-star studded cast that they have over there at Golden Boy and Robert Garcia, for them to transmit the information to him in that real speed and that real time says a lot about our team and our game plan.
I'm sure you've seen this, but would like to get your thoughts. Oscar De La Hoya has come out and said that, quote unquote, I'll never, ever put Devin Haney in with one of our guys. I won't waste my time with Devin Haney because he runs and will continue running. I know you and Oscar have been, you know,
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, first, if Oscar gets another fighter, other than
Sorry.
if Oscar gets another fighter other than Devin Haney, other than Ryan Garcia to get in there with Devin Haney, then that's one thing. But outside of that fight, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't. He's the B side with Chavez to Jake Paul. Now he has a bunch of B side situations. I don't believe outside of Virgil Ortiz, I don't see him having anything to be talking crazy about someone like Devin, an undisputed 2-division champ with a fan base that's undefeated and that has an ultimate grudge match that people want to see against his company. So understand this. Oscar, easy, 3-0. Jojo Diaz, Jorge Linares, Jose Ramirez. Easy, 3-0. We beat him. He's never beat us. Oscar's never beat us. Unless he came with a fighter that was on drugs. So a man that had been beat by another man 3-0 and then also been busted for using drugs, I'm sure. He has nightmares about Bill Haney. Bill Haney is the curse. That's his curse. I just told you, out of the 7 champions that we done fought at 26 years old, and beat, 3 of them have come from this guy, Oscar De La Hoya, or Oscar De La Fuya, depending on who's listening.
We got some from the people here. Politically incorrect with his $2 hater chat. Haney deception documentary. Haney's are frauds. Did you ever see that YouTube documentary?
No. Did you ever see a Negro come from East Oakland to a view like this Huh? Did you ever see that? This is not a fraud. that's no fraud, man.
New York, New York.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, but what makes it a fraud is that you on here saying that you did something, you ain't did it. I know a bunch of fraud niggas and frauds and all that, right? I just told you we done beat the man at 26. We have 7 champions that we done beat, and we're undefeated. Nobody has done that. Canelo, Floyd, Oscar, Tank, nobody.
Tommy, Devin has one of the top jabs. Excuse me. Devin has one of the top 7 jabs in the history of boxing. Why didn't he dominate with his jab last fight? I know you answered that. I don't know if you want to add anything else. If not, just shout him out.
No. I'll just kind of reiterate that because he has one of the best jabs in the business and everyone wants to.
I hear you, Bill. I'm sorry. I
They
had to let
want
my
you.
dog out.
Okay. Because he has one of the best jabs in the business, because everybody knows the jab, that's what Robert Garcia and them was preparing for. But just because you know what I mean? Just because that's your best on that given night, you bring out what you can win with, right? You don't bring out your best shit. You bring out the shit that you win with. And that's what he did on that Friday night, May 2nd.
Pistol Parkway Mozzie, $2. Dev, a bigger bag, closer fight for Tio, I would think. So I guess he's in agreement with you. We got Adrian, $5. Bill, your son doesn't look the same. He looks timid and scared to engage. You're going to get him hurt if you don't tell him to retire? Unnecessary punishment. What the hell?
Listen, that's definitely a bot. Instead of saying that what Devin has accomplished has been tremendous, you know what I mean? And started off there. Start off what he has accomplished has been tremendous. Few fighters, in the history have accomplished that. And and the sky's the limit. The future looks bright. There's some tremendously talented young fighters in or around the division that's going to make this shit hot. And boxing is thriving and alive right now. That's what he should say.
To be clear, you guys are campaigning at 47 in your next fight, regardless of who you fight. There's no way we could see you go back to even 140, right?
Well, with everyone saying now that they're going up to 54 and 47 and all these other things, it only sits right for us to campaign in the money division, 147 pounds.
Tip Bellis, Bill taking callers?
Yeah, always.
We got
if you taking cash apps, I got to take callers.
Marquise Blocker, $5. Bill Haney talks like his son didn't just put on one of the 2 most boring fights of the year so far. Haney should fight winner of T.O. Boots.
Clinic. Devin is bigger than T.O. and Boots. So what are we talking about here? Waiting to fight that. No.
Tommy David, $5. Can't brutally beat Regis and Kambosos, but give so much respect to Ramirez that you tuck your tail in and run. Dominate with the jab, and you will never get booed. I don't know that that's true.
No.
Because when he dominated Kambosos, then they said, oh, well, you dominated him. Why didn't you push for the knockout? So there's always criticism.
No, it always is, and we wear it well. Great performance, great show of defense, great show of another dimension to Devin's game. Whoever's next, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is Devin Haney versus everybody, man.
All right. Coyote Blanco, $5. Bill, you laughed and posted memes, GIFs of Shakur running after the De Los Santos fight. But now, when Dev did it, it's beautiful science? F out of here.
Oh, no. I mean, listen, if we can't compare De Los Santos to Jose Ramirez and you know what I mean? a guy that has a career, a body of work of being a pressure fighter, a Mexican pressure fighter, right? To De Los Santos, two completely different fighters, two completely different styles with two completely different set of accolades, different corner, different everything.
All right, we got Octo $2. Tell Devin no more boxing shoe malfunctions. Yeah, did he have a malfunction? In like I seen y'all had to put tape.
No, he had that's just the strips that you wear around the shoe. You know what I mean?
The
Just the
tassels?
strips. Yeah, the little that have the little Velcro strip
Okay, the
around the
straps,
Nike
the
shoes.
straps.
Yeah.
Oh, so they came
Yeah, that's all
came
it was.
loose.
They came loose, man. I heard Tarver was talking about that as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I look at it like that's the popularity of Devin, that everyone is
Right.
gonna have something to say. It's all eyes on you. So Aristo, Boots would put Lopez, Garcia, Haney, Norman in the coffin box emoji.
Mm-hmm. You just
Y'all
need Boots
never
to say that.
sparred Boots, right?
Mm-hmm. You just need Boots to say that, not you.
Oh, you need Boots to say that, not him.
Yeah.
Let me see. Politically incorrect. Anytime they lose, they're gonna work and pay to get it scrubbed. Ask Felix Hernandez, who beat him in Mexico, 7-4, 16,
Listen,
and Ryan
listen,
Garcia.
listen. You just made up a name, Felix Hernandez. Like I don't even know. You just made that shit up. Hate Felix Hernandez.
Uh, Adrian says, now that the fight is over, what other opponent did they offer you besides Jose? Yeah, I'm sure you can say that now, Bill.
Um, I don't even remember, dog. To tell you the truth, I'll tell you, I don't even remember that shit. I,
You
I
don't
don't even
remember.
remember that shit. I'm on right now. You
Sid,
know.
if you're taking your call, come and do it now, man. Oh, you funny, Bill.
All right, let's get a couple callers on, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna get out of here because we got to do it on the Boxing Voice. We got to let you call in right now. Call in if you want to talk to Bill Haney and you want to learn the real behind the sweet science of boxing. We're ready for you.
Let's see what we got. Al in the Bay, what do you say? Al.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Bill
Straight from the
What's
Bay
Henry.
happening?
Area. You know
Yes,
what it
sir. Yes,
is.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
yeah, man. Shout out Bill Haney. You feel me? True Bay
Appreciate you, King.
boy. You know. Um, yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta switch up your boxing style, man. Cause you feel me? I was saying the same thing about Devin's, like why you're not using the jab. But it's smart though, smart. Because you don't want somebody controlling your game plan. So you want to bring
Right.
something out that they haven't seen. You feel me?
The
So
Bay
that was
Way.
pretty
The
smart.
Bay
That was
Way.
pretty smart.
The Bay. Hey, listen.
Uh,
The Bay Way. The Bay Way, man. That's how we gonna do it. We never gonna let you see what we wearing. You think that we gonna come up and we're dressed one way, and you be surprised who that guy is and how he's dressed. Just because we're not gonna give you that. Everything that you gonna think that you gonna get from a nigga from the town is gonna be different. It's gonna be camouflage. We threw him a curveball, my man. We threw them a curveball, and then they could never adjust to it, and we was going with the money. Point saved, money gone. The Oakland way, man. Point saved, money gone. I don't care how you see. You saw the point. You had action at it. You had 36 minutes to do it, and you didn't. You didn't pick up the money, so we picked it up and we was gone.
We got politically incorrect, $5. Felix Fernandez, the guy that stopped Devin with a body shot in round 3, Bill. You know who that is. Three
If
crying
you
out loud.
don't knock it off, we got. You can listen. Listen, it's film of Devin doing everything under the sun, all kind of shit, all kind of pictures, all kind of shit, everything. And everybody manipulates pictures. Well, show him. Show it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Sacktown, laugh out loud, pillow.
Yo,
It
you
can't
got
be
me?
Sacktown. It can't be Sacktown.
You got me, bro?
We got you.
All right, bet. So, yeah, Bill, what up, man?
What up, though?
My, what up? So what I want to talk about is, remember that
Mm-hmm.
conversation you had with Floyd when you called him the fool ass Earthman?
Uh-huh.
Where'd
I
you come
kind
up
of
with that,
remember a
bro?
little bit. Huh?
Where'd you come up with that?
Um, well, that's what came to my mind. You know, back when in Oakland, that's what they would say to guys that were carrying on the way that Floyd was carrying on.
Okay, and then that brings me into my next question. Have you spoken with Floyd since that conversation y'all had?
No.
So you and Floyd ain't really cool like that, right?
Yeah. We're cool like that, like you saw.
Yeah, so that's crazy, man. Okay, that's all I really have to say because I fuck with that fool ass Earthman. That shit hot, man. I'm out.
Okay. All right.
Hey, yo, that's hilarious.
Mm-mm.
I got something here. Let me get him on first. Right. So,
It's got to be.
since we
It's got to
got you
be.
on, I need you to give some context to this because you know this fucking internet will take anything and make it into something. This
Mm-hmm.
isn't even Devin Haney right here. Devin steps in to this, but is that not Amari Jones that Terrence Crawford is body slamming right there on the ring?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then Devin steps in to help. But obviously they've titled it differently and says Terrence has manhandled Devin. Obviously this is all playful, but how old is this
Yes.
video?
That's all, but that's Terrence the Bull, Bud Crawford putting in that work that I told him. I said, listen, you grab a hold of Bud, you better be big. You better be 500 pounds because he is not nothing
Thank you.
to play with at all. You know, that's like family. You know what I'm saying? So, but you still do not play with Bud. Do not be grabbing on Bud. Don't be touching on Bud because he's going to react. He's going to get off. And you could be a big bodyguard. You could be a little, you can be a tall, whatever. And that's why I'm going with him over Canelo.
I'm glad you segued into that because I hear through the grapevine that you spoke to Bud personally during the Haney Lomachenko camp, and that's when you put the bug in Bud's ear. It's interesting to me to know that story because, I know I'm a narcissist, so I thought I was the one that was manifesting that shit. Did you hear it on this show, or did that come to mind on your own and you just told Bud you should fight Canelo? Because that's what I'm hearing happen, that Bud
Listen,
was told by
Bud has
you.
been, yeah. Bud has been involved, in mentoring and Devin through Devin's entire career. Bud has always been there for. If you see Devin early on in amateur fights, you see him and Bud taking pictures and stuff like that. Me and Bud have always had a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? And a relationship of mutual respect. So out of respect for him, I can only tell him what I'm thinking and what I feel. You know what I'm saying? So I said, Bud, it's you. Because I didn't watch him. I'm saying this, that video that you didn't see, I didn't watch him do all that. The people have watched him deadlift 500 pounds and just all kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? The guy is super talented, man, and he's mean enough. He got that mean streak. So, and I had been around Canelo as well, and I know that Canelo has that mean streak as well. And, they're two of the same kind of guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And he gave the world the fight that we wanted to see with Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I said, Bud, Canelo. I'm just looking at him, and then I see Canelo, and I know that Bud can't be intimidated. You're going to actually have to do what you're saying. You're not going to be able to scare him off. So Bud is going to be looking to counter. Bud can go forward. He has lateral movement. He has all the tools, man, to make history. But it won't be easy. It will not be an easy fight. But at this level, for what he's going for boxing supremacy, you can't expect for it to be a better matchup physically for him, right? You can't expect for anything else. And shout out to Canelo for giving Bud the shot, at it, because we know Canelo done made enough money, whereas Canelo doesn't have to do it. But
James Benitez, Atlanta. You live with Bill.
Hey man, good morning. Hey, good morning. God bless, Bill, man. How you doing, man?
God
Everything I'm
bless.
saying is
God
with
bless, King.
respect and just my personal bias and opinion, man. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna go ahead and get to it. So, all right, man. So first off, man, a couple of years ago, you didn't know who my man Brian Norman was. Now Brian Norman took over the scene. He's the biggest. To me, he's the biggest threat at 147. I find it interesting that, with him being a possible future opponent, that you wanted to use him as a sparring partner. Like, I look at it as kind of disrespectful, because, why you want to just try to belittle a champ just to use him as a sparring partner when you shouldn't do that, in my personal opinion. You should just try to go in there and get what you get. You could probably just ask around. He's a killer because everybody knows the story of what he did to Bud, and then Bud got off and everything later on. But I'm just keeping it real, man. Like, if he would have been your sparring partner, he might have hurt Devin before the fight. That's just how I personally look at it. And that's just me personally, bro. He might have actually hurt him before the fight. And I hopefully that y'all do decide to campaign in the 147 WBO ranking, because he's gonna reign with that belt for a long time. So, Bill, respectfully, I say stay away from him. But if y'all do, I respect it, because I know y'all got ties to the city of Atlanta. Y'all can make it a movie down here, because y'all make movies everywhere. So stay blessed and just stay away from Team Norman. Ness, is always, shout out to you, shout out to the community, and I'm gone.
Yeah. One of Brian Norman, sparring Brian Norman, whether we fight him or we spar him, it doesn't make a difference. It's a sign of respect when you call any fighter up and say, like I did with Brian Norman with his dad, hey, come on, man, and help me. And in the end, we'll be helping each other. You know what I'm saying? By bringing in the fighter to get ready. I don't see nothing else is wrong with it. I don't see, I think it's respect, like I said. And I also told
I'm
him
with you.
when that time happens and it comes, that we can get it on. It don't make no difference. And it still don't make no difference. Because he didn't come and spar, it still don't make no difference. When time comes for them to get out, we're gonna get out.
Pat Bandero, you live with Bill.
Hi, Ness. Hi, Bill. Shout out to the community.
Hey.
I know you have a lot of people waiting, so I just have a couple of questions, Bill. First of all, shout out to you for the great job that you're doing with Devin Haney. Doing a great job with him. I have just one question. Are you going to keep Shane Mosley in the corner now, or what's happening?
We haven't addressed, as far as I know, the corner is the same. We haven't addressed anything involving, game plan or, anything like that. What the corner looks like. So as far as I know, the team is still intact.
Okay, and piggybacking on this, I would like to know, did you
Where
actually?
are you from? Are you from the UK?
Well, I'm actually French, but I live in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, you live in the UK. It's a guy named Tunde around there. You know who Tunde is?
No, I'm
He's
from
talking about Coach.
Manchester.
He's talking about Coach Tunde Ajayi, the trainer of Anthony Yard.
No, because I live in Manchester and the yard is in London.
Okay, but so do you know who I'm talking about? You know the coach, right?
No, I don't.
Do you know the fighter Anthony Yard?
Yeah, I know the fighter. Yeah.
Okay. So he has a coach that's in his corner. Shout out to them, and they won a close fight, didn't they, Ness? Pulled out a good one, right? That was a good
Yep.
win. Good win. He's somebody that
Are you
we've
talking about
worked
the?
with, and we went.
Are you talking about the trilogy?
No, I was talking
I,
about actually the coach. I'm just speaking on the Giant. He's
oh, right.
somebody.
Okay.
He's somebody due to scheduling. Due to scheduling, we wanted to work together, but him and Devin, the fight with Yard was coming up quick, um, and Devin's fight, not quick, but they were coming up around the same time that enabled Tunde to come out here and enabled us to go there. So, but just I heard your accent, and that's someone that we were we look to work with.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I wanted to follow up. Did you see the Are you happy with the improvement that you were expecting from collaborating with Shane Mosley? Have you seen that 100%, or you still feel like there's still a lot of work to do on that? Or
No. The Shane Mosley's tools that Devin was able to retain are still in the toolbox. They're in the toolbox, ready to be used when the time presents Devin's intellect to use. He doesn't use. He doesn't use. Um, yeah, he doesn't use Sugar Shane, or he doesn't use the stuff from Floyd Senior or Junior, or um, Roy Jones or whatever. He uses it on his time, and it's in there. It's in there forever. Obviously, we spent a lot of time with Sugar Shane up in Big Bear, and I think it was a mission accomplished.
I have
But you
Hook.
don't. Yeah, but you don't just come out and just start fighting like Sugar Shane. That would mean that you didn't have any identity in the first place.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't allow you to finish because it reminded me. I wanted to stick on the Shane topic. I didn't watch the video. I'm just entirely too busy to watch every video. I've read the headline, which I know that means that you watched the video because based off the comments, you can tell that they sensationalized the headline, essentially saying that Shane Mosley said it was Bill Haney's fault that Devin fought like that. Did you watch that fight hype video to get the context and see were they changing his words or not?
No, but it's the sentiment and what he's driving home is saying that the lead trainer, Bill Haney, it was my game plan. And no matter having Shane in the corner, no matter having Nate in the corner, um, right, who fight different ways, right? And to say, okay, no, this is the game plan we're going to stick with, and we're going to stay here. This is what we're going to do. I stayed focused on that. Devin, he listened. He stayed focused on that. And I think you get a chance to see and hear others' opinions of what could have happened had Devin not stayed focused with the lead trainer's game plan. You could have maybe listened to Shane, or maybe looked up to listen to them and to say that things aren't going the way that I would like, Pop. So Shane, what do you think? Or Nate, what do you think? Or any of that. I'm proud of Dev because it wasn't that. We stuck to um, the game plan, and we came up victorious. And like I said, and added another dimension to it, and took away the narrative that you guys said that he can get. Devin is prone to a left hook. He's going to get hit by a left hook. He can't get away from a left hook. And to have a fight, which for us meant that it was the fight before the fight. It was the fight. I needed someone that had that pressure, that was going to throw the hook, but I also wanted to, under the lights, use our legs and our feet to get away from it. Hopefully, what I had thought was that Ryan was going to pitch a great performance, and then it was going to be him and them. So 12 rounds under the lights, and what they said was a tune-up fight. They're all tune-up fights. They expected us to be exciting. And their lane of excitement, I should say.
Hook like Berlanga, $5. Haney's wouldn't get past the B-level Golden Boy welterweights, Alexis Rocha, Raul Curiel. Forget the Garcia rematch, little bro. Oscar owns you.
All I can say is 3-0, 3 Team Haney, 0 Golden Boy.
And
3 champions.
That's JoJo, Ramirez,
Jorge Linares. So JoJo, Jorge Linares. Yep. And Oscar was there, all 3 of them. So you imagine what his gut feels like watching us and looking at us. He's gutted.
Next level boxing, $5. Bill full of poop. Haney not even a champion. He dropped his belt. Teo trying to become a 3-time lineal champion. Haney is not a big fight right now. No response.
You know they're gonna say that. No, because it's no response. It's no response needed.
All right.
Because listen, let me tell you, is Teo is always chasing something and always running into something, running into everything but cash. He's always got a problem saying how much money he's making because he's not making the fights. He's not.
All right, I got the Butcher. How do Devin rehydrate over 20 pounds every fight? I don't know. Did we get a fight night weigh-in for this one in Times Square? Because I thought Devin refused.
Listen, I don't know what them people was talking about.
Speaking of not what them people talking about, there is a video that was going viral before the fight of Devin bending down and allegedly, quote unquote, using air quotes for the people listening, turning off the scale. Is that even physically possible? Can you touch the scale?
Oh, wait a minute. So we have a scale that you get on in the morning, right? That's the morning weigh-in. That's the official weigh-in. And then you have the ceremonial weigh-in. So when the ceremonial weigh-in happened, where Devin has on his shoes, his pants and all that, right? And he just doesn't have on a shirt. And they want to weigh him. And Dev said, nah, turn it off, man. You're not weighing me right now. I just don't have nothing to do. This is not the ceremonial. So they wanted to know, they were trying to be sneaky about finding out the hours since then to the hours and then how much weight Devin had gained. Just an edge of information.
All right. I got Tip Bellis.
Yo.
We hear you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy William H. Haney. William H. Haney in the building, man. Hey. And then, I also got to give a big shout out to Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? WBA champion, Gary Antoine Russell. Bill, you know a lot about him, right?
Absolutely. Tremendous fight family over there. The Russells.
Yeah,
Good
y'all
fight family
should
over
stop
there,
by
Russells.
DC and come see him. You know what I'm saying? Live in action, in the square circle. But
Absolutely.
yeah, man, Bill. Why are you lying to the people, man? Why are you lying to the people? You know that shit was a snooze fest. I understand that's your boy. You gotta back your boy, but you know damn well that shit was a snooze fest. And y'all killed the momentum of your own fight with Ryan Garcia. Now you're trying to chase after Teofimo Lopez. This is nasty, Bill. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yeah, y'all called out Barrios and Thurman. Y'all dropped the ball with that when it came to Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Then you go into the Jose Ramirez fight, and you know what I'm saying? You dropped the ball once again with that performance, and now you calling for Teofimo Lopez. Bill, at the end of the day, man, I just got to step up and fight and entertain the crowd, man. Y'all can't keep doing what y'all doing. Now I ain't gonna blame y'all too much for Regis because y'all went out there and did what y'all did to Regis. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were complaining about
Devin.
y'all not getting him out of there.
Did you just call for him? Did you just call
I'm sorry,
for him?
one more
Did you
time?
just say Gary Antoine Russell? Did you just call for Devin? Did you just tell us that we should stop by DC? Are we somebody or nobody, man? No. Yeah, my ass. Are we somebody or nobody? Because you just said that we need to stop by there and see your man, the WBA champion. See, that's the one thing that's wrong with you tap dancing ass niggas, though. Niggas like you. Niggas like you is the worst shit ever in the world for boxing and life. Because on one hand, right, you say that we good enough to come over to talk to your boy over there, to Gary Russell. And I gave him his props, a good fight family and all the shit. And then you said, well, we weren't, right? And then said that we chasing everybody. What did you just get on here doing, nigga? What did you just get on here doing? You got on your knees on here. You got on here on your knees begging for Devin. You came on your knees begging for us to go and drop by what you said, go by and see Gary Antoine Russell, man. Come on with the bullshit, man. Get the shit together, man. All these fights is great. They're young fighters. They've all been through the amateurs and now become champions, man. They're all great fights, caller.
Yeah, Bill, but yeah, y'all chasing a certain type of fight, man. Y'all chasing
What are y'all
GWs,
doing?
man.
What are
You know
y'all
you
doing?
chasing
What are y'all
GWs.
doing?
That's
Listen,
nasty. Y'all staying away from
what are y'all doing?
a certain type of style, and you know you staying away from a certain type of style.
What I'm
That's
saying
why
is,
y'all
what are
haven't
y'all
mentioned.
doing?
That's why y'all haven't mentioned Boots. That's why you
What
haven't mentioned Gary.
what
We all know what it
what have
is.
y'all mentioned? What have y'all mentioned?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
We see
Come on,
what
man.
the fighters you
Come on,
fight in the
man.
ring.
Come on.
Y'all
What have
y'all
y'all
stay with a
mentioned?
certain type of
Y'all ain't
style, man.
mentioned nothing.
Bill, you gotta stop it.
Y'all ain't mentioned.
He
Listen,
got he got two
and guess
calls
what?
they paid for, couldn't count it.
No, wait. Guess what? And your fighter got beat up by was he a boxer? Was he a
Bento
puncher?
Pollo,
What was he?
Bento Pollo.
He got beat
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, didn't he
I
get
don't
beat
think
up?
Gary got beat up.
What did he get?
I think Gary had a great fight and he just took a loss. Now Dev got beat up. Dev
So
got beat
Dev
up.
got okay,
Whether
but
you want
Dev
to
got
say
beat
he
up but
got
by a
up
guy
4
on
times or not,
PEDs.
Dev got beat
What?
up. He
No,
got dropped from this
was the
fight. I
guy?
ain't see Gary get
What
dropped 4 times.
was the guy on PEDs?
Oh man, here we go.
No,
Here we go.
niggas like you. No, niggas like you are not gonna say, no, here we go. No, you won't tell that, but I'll take it. And I'll say it, okay,
Nah.
that's fine. But
Pollo
no,
was
I'll take it.
Pollo
Listen,
was a past PED user.
I passed PED user.
Yeah, Pollo
Oh,
tested.
you don't remember?
Yeah,
Pollo got suspended.
yeah, he
No.
got suspended.
Oh, okay, so what I'm saying is then. So did he get beat up by a PED user or did he not? How do you feel about PEDs then, my
No,
nigga?
no, no, no,
I,
no, no,
I mean,
no.
I mean,
Gary didn't lose to PD user in that instance because Puello didn't post-fight pop for that fight. He post-fight pop for another fight.
Yeah, but I'm saying this. How do you feel about PED users, caller?
hey man, it is what it is.
Hey
That's just
man, it
life.
is what it
It
is.
is what it
Oh
is.
man. Hey man, it is what it is, man. I know, cause listen,
I mean,
everything that you're gonna say,
I mean,
you're
what you
not
want me
gonna
to
say
say?
nothing good.
Is
You're
it
not
not?
gonna say nothing
Is
good.
it
That's
not?
what
Is what it
no, you're not.
is.
No, it's not. It's not. You're not gonna say
It
anything
it
for the
happened, right?
recorder.
You can't take
You
it
listen.
back.
No, listen. What I'm saying is that Devin is a warrior. He's a hell of a fighter, right? He got up, performed, right? He was still fighting in the 12th round. He came back his next fight and put on a shutout. That's it.
I mean, if he was as
But
much
you a
of a
hater.
warrior as you saying, and the
But you
PEDs was
but you're
such
a
a
hater.
problem, y'all should have took a tougher fight. Not a Jose Ramirez. We all knew that was stylistically a GW, as I said before.
Okay,
Ryan took a
is
tougher fight
is
than y'all. The Rolly fight was
is
tougher than the
Puello
Jose Ramirez fight.
what you
And ain't
say that
nobody
guy's
gonna
name
argue
is?
that.
What is that guy name?
He was a
What is
bigger
that guy
puncher than
name
Jose
again?
Ramirez.
Puello?
He's more
His
athletic than Jose
his
Ramirez. It's
name
like
is
I said,
Tip.
it was
No, the guy
stylistically
that
in
beat
favor of
no,
y'all,
not
man.
him.
His name
The
is
guy
Tip
Y'all
no,
should have
Ellis.
took a tougher fight.
no,
If
not
y'all
Tip
took a
Bayless.
tougher
But
fight, y'all would have had less
what was the guy
criticism
that he just said
because y'all would have
Antoine
had to
Austin? What was his
perform.
name?
Y'all was able to do that because Jose Ramirez is just one dimensional.
Tip.
We seen it against Arnold
What is that?
Barboza.
What
Yo,
was that
go ahead.
guy
I'm
name?
sorry, I'm on
Pollo.
Discord, so I
What was
can't really hear him. Go ahead.
He was asking what was the guy you just mentioned?
that got beat
Uh,
that beat Antonio? No, that beat Russell. What was his name?
Oh, Pollo.
Alberto Boyo.
Puello. Alberto Puello. So is he a more accomplished fighter than Jose Ramirez? Are they the same level of competition, or who do we give? Then, so I'm just asking you the question, caller.
I think my personal opinion, I think Alberto Pollo is better than Jose Ramirez, much better than Jose. But Ness is y'all guy. I heard the story.
No,
So you ain't got to
no,
tell me, but I heard the story.
What
no.
story?
But let me tell
What
you.
the
But
fuck?
let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this though. I don't even know what the fuck we talking about. This caller is drunk right now. But so listen. But let me tell you this though. So what I'm saying is on that given night, Tip, on that given night, to be a true champion, then you take Gary Antoine Russell, who I feel still didn't has a limited toolbox. He was supposed to take Puello and do Puello the same way that Devin did Jose Ramirez. You don't supposed to on that night. You know what I mean? And I'm saying is some inexperience in our corner, some inexperience in Devin. We fought a fight that we weren't supposed to fight against Ryan Garcia, and it wasn't our fight. We're fighting another fighter's fight. We're fighting that exciting fight that you're talking about. And you see what happened, and you still don't want to give him credit for that. You see what I'm saying? So it's damn if we do, damn if we don't.
Yep. Tip, you done? I'm assuming he wants your response.
You know, I'm gonna let him off the hook this time because you know it's like
no, come on, man. Come on, man. You sat up here and wasted my time with that shit. Next caller.
man,
Appreciate you,
I done
Tip.
told you plenty of times, Bill. It's like you know y'all keep doing this with this matchmaking, man. These fights ain't it. These fights ain't it. And then you know what I'm saying, you wonder why you get the criticism you do when you giving these type of opponents, and then you go in there and perform the way you
Okay,
do, and it's
okay,
lackluster. Don't
Tip,
nobody want to see
Tip.
y'all again
Okay, Tip. Let me ask you
unless
this
we
though.
put y'all in a better fight.
Okay, Tip. Hey, Tip.
They gave y'all a layup,
Did
and you ain't even take
hey
advantage
Tip?
of the layup.
Okay, Tip. Then let me ask you this: Did Floyd Mayweather get the same criticism, Tip?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I think people could arguably
Yeah.
go back and look.
But. No. Yes or
People could
no?
go back and look, and they could appreciate what Floyd did more than what Devin doing right now. Because these do, like, if you
Wait.
actually look
You
at
should
Floyd
wait a
fights,
minute.
Floyd is actually in the center of the ring fighting.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Tip.
But
How
it's the same.
can
It was the
if
same
he
thing with
what?
Floyd too, Bill. You know what I'm saying? It was the level of
Oh,
opposition. It's like you know what I'm saying.
okay. Now
Some
you're
of these
gonna tell
guys
the
was
truth.
G Dubs. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It was G Dubs.
Hey. So did they say the same thing about Floyd or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But that's why
Now
you got guys like
they
me
said
to call out the G Dubs.
okay, but they said that he was boring, right? They said that he was boring, right? They
I
said he
ain't gonna
didn't
say all
fight
that.
nobody. So did they never say Floyd was boring? You never heard him say that he was boring.
They definitely
No,
called him a runner.
it was for sure. They for sure said that.
Yeah, they for sure said that. So they said he was boring. They said that he had brittle hands, right? Pillow hands, right? They said that.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. They
But this
said
was
that he
all the
was
noise
running.
once he got to 47.
They said they no. They said that he was running as well, right?
Hell nah.
Stop lying.
This
They
Huh?
like I
call
said, it's once
they
he got
call
no. What I'm
no,
saying
they
is
call
it's like I said,
Mayweather
when he got to
chicken runner.
47. We're talking about Floyd at 47. Prior to him
What we talking
prior to
about?
him ever getting to 47, this was
I'm
never an
asking.
argument.
I asked you a question. I asked you a question. Which one did he?
I'm giving you a
Did they?
detailed
Did they say?
explanation, man.
Did they say he was running? But did they say he was running?
Okay, yeah, Bill. They said he was running.
Okay. So the division. So you saying the division that he and all this happened after he was Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Is that what you the narrative that you're saying? So he's
Yeah.
Pretty
This is
Boy
this
Floyd
is what they
first.
said when he became Money May.
Okay, so which is he more accomplished as Money May or is he more accomplished as Pretty Boy?
Shit, I guess we can say he's more accomplished as Money May.
Shit. Look like Bill and got him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
you
his
saying
biggest fight, his biggest fight is when he's
so
Money
wait a minute
May.
so his biggest fight, his most accomplished fight, they said that he was running, boring, and chicken runner, running, boring,
What fight was
and
this?
Both Canelo and Pacquiao's his biggest fights, and those are at Money May. Those are the biggest, most dangerous opponents of his life. You could talk about Corrales, but Corrales, he ain't Pacquiao, and he definitely ain't no fucking
I don't know,
Canelo.
man, because you got an argument here because ain't nobody ever said he ran versus Oscar.
It's still danger. Canelo,
Yeah,
Pacquiao.
but
I
nobody ever
listen.
said he ran versus Oscar.
Oscar said he ran and retired from the rematch and didn't want to do the
Yo,
rematch. Didn't Oscar say that himself?
when you hear people talk
I'm
about
saying, did
running, they
Oscar say
never
that?
bring up the De La Hoya fight. You've never heard anybody bring up the De La Hoya fight when it comes to these people who
Did
hate Floyd and say he was
did
running.
did,
They never bring up
did
the De La
Oscar
Hoya
say,
fight.
did Oscar say that he didn't want to fight him again? That he ran from the rematch?
Yeah, he retired.
I mean, You talking about running from a rematch? I'm talking about running in the actual fight, Bill.
I'm saying actually running from the fights that get made, because you were just talking about. I'm saying all
No,
this
I'm
happened
talking.
under all this happened under the TBE era, right?
No,
The
see, no,
picking the fights,
you're changing it. You're
right?
changing. We were just talking about in ring. Now you're talking about the rematch.
Well, what I'm saying is when we're talking about picking the fights that the people want to see, and you're saying that we're picking fights and the fights that don't, and this and that. I was saying is that the fight that De La Hoya himself? Now I'm not picking a side on it, because you know how I feel about De La Hoya or whatever. So I'm not picking. I'm only bringing light to what you're saying. All the things that you say about Devin are the same things, the talking points that old media before your time had created for Floyd. And so old media, they use the same talking points on Devin. And as guys like you that don't know, you're just repeating what they're saying. You're just repeating the shit that they're driving and they're kicking it, but you don't know no better.
No, I'm telling you what I see with my own two eyes. Like, it's what I seen with my own two eyes, Bill. How you gonna tell me what I seen with my own two eyes?
And what I'm saying is, and then you're seeing the same thing happen to Devin that happened to Floyd. You're seeing 7 champions. You're seeing Devin fight 7 champions by the time he's 26, and you're seeing Floyd only fight 4. So if he was Pretty Boy, then what was Pretty Boy doing that's different than Devin doing at 26 years old? My man? And he never was undisputed. If he was Pretty Boy, why didn't he undispute?
He dropped off, but shout out to, we got Mr. Perfect.
Yo,
Live with Bill.
yeah, man, y'all. I had Goof Troop tip, man. That shit crazy, man. Goof Troop tip, man. I'm sick of niggas keep bringing up that Ryan fight, but it's all good, man. We don't need it. You see what just happened to him without the eye string. But yeah, Bill, man, I just came on here, bro, to give you your flowers, man. Like, you really
Appreciate you,
should
King.
go down in the Hall of Fame, bro. Like, it
Appreciate
ain't
you, King.
what you did with Devin. Like, that's how you supposed to build a fighter, bro. And I got to give you your flowers for that. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Y'all are the best father and son duo. Shout out to Floyd and Mayweather, but Floyd and Roger, but y'all the best, bro. At 20, at
Appreciate you,
y'all
King.
young age, undisputed, all that. So, and I like how
Appreciate it, King.
they try to put a narrative on Devin at the press conference. I like how you check the reporter, because them niggas try to put bullshit narratives out there on Devin like he
Yes.
ain't solid, bro. So I just
Yes.
want to give you your flowers on that, man. And this big time
Appreciate you,
boxing
King.
Detroit.
Big
You
time
already know
boxing
it.
Detroit, man.
Yeah.
Oakland to Detroit, man. You know how we good.
All right. I got Treese Toledo.
Trees.
Treese. Brandon Cincinnati.
Yo, Ness, what's going on, bro? How my audio?
Perfect.
Bill, what's going on, fam?
Brandon, what's going on with your family?
Hey, man, I gotta ask. I couldn't be me without asking this. If you don't want to address it, we ain't gotta address it. But I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't be me without. Before we get into the boxing game, question about something you said. Now, if you don't want to speak on it, I understand we amongst our square partners. But you said something that piqued my interest one time. And that Floyd Mayweather live, brother. I've been waiting to talk to you because I laughed like a motherfucker when you said it. You said I've been around this motherfucker deep. I ain't never been knocked.
Man.
Now I've had the luxury. I've had the luxury of getting some of it from GB himself. Yo guy, big
Oh
homie,
shit.
Gangsta
Oh
Brown.
shit, man.
He told me a nigga that ain't never been knocked, never
Hey,
really did no sending. So I'm gonna
yeah.
ask you, you ain't got it, you can plead
Listen.
the fifth on it. Are you
But let me just
standing
say,
by that statement, BH?
no. What
No
I'm
knock.
saying is that what I'm saying is that um everything is supposed to be shared with loved ones. It ain't supposed to be given away. You dig?
Let's say
How
less.
about
Say
that?
less. Say less. Say
Yeah.
less. Say less. Say less. Say less.
All right, y'all.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Devin
Yeah.
Haney. I understand where you're coming from boxing. You did what you had to do to get the W, get the win, secure the bag. I get that, but from an entertainment standpoint, Bill, that ain't what the people want to see from an entertainment standpoint. When them people go out to the bars and clubs and hoes in the group chat saying it's the Devin Haney fight tonight, we stepping out, niggas gonna be outside. They ain't want to see no shit like that. They was ready to turn the Glorilla back up and get the partying off that performance. So, like I said, I understand you do what you got to do to secure the bag and get the win, but from an entertainment standpoint, gotta turn it up a notch or two. That Lomachenko, yeah, it was a chess match, but it was still entertaining. So that's the only advice I can give y'all on that. Like I said, just entertaining wise, that
Right.
wasn't the best performance, but yeah, just
Okay,
turn
well,
it
I'm going
up
to
a
tell you
notch.
this,
And
though. I'm going
when
to
you
tell
in
you
there
this
with a
then.
guy,
Quote.
when you in there with a guy that's obviously not as talented as you, step on the gas a little bit. That's the only advice I got. But y'all did secure the win,
I'll tell you
secure the
something.
bag. I can't complain about it.
Hey, all right, so check this out. From GB himself, quote, let them party. We came for
He
the
said,
money.
quote. You said,
Listen,
quote.
quote,
You know that nigga gonna
quote,
say it a million
listen, quote,
times.
quote, 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 they was came for the party. We came for the money. Quote,
Yeah,
we got the W
yeah.
and they took the L home. Quote, we did what we were supposed to do.
Yes, sir, man. Peace out, Bill, man. I love you, brother.
All right, peace. Love you. Love you back.
I got Trees back, Toledo, Ohio. He fell off.
Yow.
Yo,
What up, though? What up, though?
what
What's
up?
going on? What up, though, Bill Haney?
Hey, what up, though? Detroit in the house. Is Detroit?
Nah,
Nah, this Toledo, Ohio, man. But we
Okay,
neighbors.
same
We
thing,
fuck with
same
Detroit the
same
long
thing.
way,
What
though.
up, though?
They
What up,
cool.
though? What up, though?
What up,
Right,
though?
right, right, right.
But yeah, man, Bill
Yes.
Haney, I just wanted to pick your brain real quick, man. I just wanted to ask you a question. I just wanted to know how you felt about that Manny Pacquiao fight coming up, man. Because I know a guy who thought that Manny Pacquiao would have been a great opponent for you, for Devin Haney, instead of fucking with that cheating ass, you feel me, no good ass, you see me, loud mouth ass, racist ass, you feel me, Ryan Garcia. I just know this guy who thought that Manny Pacquiao would have been perfect for you, bro. Would have been perfect for Dev, you feel me? Coming off a fight where he had put hands and hooves on that motherfucker Regis Prograis, you feel me? You see me? He had just put hands and hooves on that motherfucker Lomachenko, hands and hooves on that nigga Cambosis, not once, but twice. You feel me? And I watched it 2 times. I was there for it, gang. But I was just wondering, why the fuck you ain't try to pressure that Pacquiao worker? Even that Broner fight that I thought would have been a good fight for you, fucking with the Midwest Mafia member like Broner, because I'm watching Blair Cobbs, all of a sudden his name bubbling and shit. They throwing him in the mix with Boots. Bill, what's going on?
Yep.
Why not you in there with Broner, gang? I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Listen,
Why
I
did you
got
fuck with that cheating ass
Broner's.
nigga, man? That shit really broke my heart because I was saying, Dev, don't do it. But you know, my fault. Go ahead, though,
Yeah.
Bill. My fault.
No. All respect to Toledo. And I mean, you spitting it fast. I mean, but you ain't telling no lies. You know what I'm saying? Those all are great names that have done things in the sport. I hope that Broner can get back, man. You know, I sent him a text day before yesterday, and I told him, bro, get up. You know what I'm saying? And he said
Uh-oh.
Monday, and he said Monday. You know, he said Monday he back in the gym. You know, no bullshit. So we would love to see the Broner, you know, who we know him to be twin. You know what I'm saying? Get back in the gym and get back in the mix. And as far as Pacquiao, you know, whoever gets that scalp, you know what I mean? The last person to get it, you know, like the first person that got it, you know, is going to have a hell of a scalp and the Pacquiao name on their resume. You know what I mean? So that's something in the future that we look to as well. But I think um, right now, being that the way the scheduling went and everything, that if it's not Ryan Garcia, then it's Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, all right. And I agree with you, too, by the way. You know, Ness got a tendency to be wrong and shit quite a bit. You feel me? When he talking that Boots is a bigger fight with him and T.O. No, sir, Ness. Like I say, you got a tendency to be wrong and shit. But I fuck with you. You know, you my guy, Ness.
Hey Ness,
But
and I'm
yeah,
gonna
man.
tell you,
Haney
because you
and
in
T.O. is
Ohio,
the fight, man.
Let me tell you what that fight would do. What would that fight do in Madison Square Garden? In Madison Square Garden, that fight would be up.
Movie. It sounds like a movie, Bill. Oh
Yes,
shit.
yeah.
But shout out
Yes, sir.
TBV and shout out Toledo, Ohio, man. The Midwest Mafia appreciate you, Bill Haney. You be cool, man.
Huang out
Appreciate
of
you, King.
Houston, you live with Bill.
Yo, yo, yo.
What up?
Salamu alaikum, Bill. Man,
Walaikum
you know, I
salam.
don't know why y'all got so much criticism for that performance y'all had, man. I mean, you guys was touching them. I like how y'all was avoiding them and getting him pop shotting them. So, you know, I got on here. Everybody listening to TVV can witness this. As I said, I ain't just saying this because you on the phone. I said this right after the fight. And so, you know, I like what y'all did. I don't know why everybody wants y'all to do something else. Y'all good at what y'all do. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us need to respect you as a father, you know, for what you're doing, man, and as a man. And, you know, I like the moves y'all making. I think the T.O. fight is a good fight because the rivalry right there, you know. Like I like that one TikTok video with him and Dev was on the plane going to Saudi at the same time. You know, and it's cool,
Yes,
you know. And
yes.
so I like what y'all doing, man. I don't really got too much criticism, and I am gonna say one thing though. You know, I've been screaming on the show, and a lot of other people may not understand this, but I know you gonna understand this. And whatever reasons y'all got, man, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. If it's because of Turkey or whatever, you know, Turkey ancestor, they conspired against the Amir al-Mu'minin. They conspired with the Kuffar, and they wouldn't be kings and they wouldn't be no Saudi Arabia if they didn't go against the leader of the Muslims, the Caliph in the Ottoman Empire. So if y'all being quiet for y'all career, man, every now and then, man, show some love for the people in Palestine and Gaza, man. That's just me as a believer. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, change it with your hands. If you can't change it with your hands, change it with your mouth. And if you can't change it with your mouth, hate it with your heart. And that's the least of Iman. So that's the only criticism I have, man. Y'all got a big platform. Y'all well known. You know, Muslims, a lot of us, we got behind y'all. Remember, I think y'all fighting Jojo Diaz. There was a clip of y'all making Salat. You and Devin, you let him in Salat in the locker room. And I was with some brothers and we saw that, man, that touched our heart that day. That was about 3-4 years ago, right? So it really hurt us that, we can't get them. A lot of them UFC guys, they get on there and they'll say stuff, and that night y'all fought Brian the first time, or the only time, that Irish dude, he had the flag on his shorts. He didn't say nothing, you know what I'm saying, not get too controversial. But, we got to show some support, man, because what's going on over there is not right, man. And as believers and as Muslims, it's important that we don't let nobody, how big they are, scare us into not saying what's right, man. And that's all I got to say, man. Assalamu alaikum.
Absolutely, and I wish for nothing but peace in Gaza and Palestine, man. You know what I mean? I pray for it. A friend of mine took me to a place where the Jews, where they pray at, and you write on a note, and you write on the note, and then you put it in the thing, and it's supposed to be answered. And he wanted me to come in, and I had reservations at first, but within my heart, it said to go in. It said, as a believer, I went in as a Muslim into a Jewish, and I believe it's a synagogue. I don't know what it is, but you go in and you write it. You write whatever your prayer is, and you put it in there. And I wrote, peace between, you know what I mean, both nations, and that's what and I'll continue to pray for it as well, and hate the war that's going on with all of my heart.
Tommy David back with another 5. Bill, are you giving Haney fans discounts on pay-per-views when you tell him not to use his jab? Man, he ain't like you took that jab out the game plan.
No. Oh shit. Let me see. Hey, no, that's not a Haney fan. Oh shit. That's a Haney distractor.
We got
Mr. Haney
Lobo
distracted.
out of Phoenix, $5. Uh-oh. He says, where'd it go? Lobo says, Tip need to worry about making it to the gym today instead of running his crybaby mouth talking to Bill. So Lobo is actually fighting Tip in my next amateur show, August 2nd.
Shout out to Tip and Lobo because they ain't just talking about it; they actually being about it.
Yeah.
So, and
And
anybody that's
and
getting
to
in that
give
ring,
Tip his credit, because you are a big name, to give Tip his credit, he did win the Fight of the Night WBC amateur belt on my event
okay,
the last time
good,
he fought.
good for Tip. Well, listen, if he's not watching Devin Haney, I don't know who he should be watching. If he's gonna have,
He actually likes
multiple,
Devin Haney's buddy, because when he won, he goes into the camera and he said, I'm feeling like Bud Crawford, or I did it like Bud Crawford, something like that.
okay.
I'm probably butchering his little tagline, but he said something about Bud. Tommy, back at you, Bill. Bill, Tank is like Ryan on steroids. Do you still want that fight?
I don't know if Tank is on steroids. He'd have to sign in to go in Nevada as well and be pro drug testing like Devin is to really know who's on it and who's not on it.
That's out the question at this point, only unless Tank wants to move up, right? Because that's it. You said 147. You said money division. They
Well, yeah,
just
what I
ranked
said,
you guys at number
I said,
one.
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is to cast it on one fighter that's caught, right? That's fine, but in order to really, um, take away a shadow of doubt, a person should be in Nevada 365 drug testing. You know what I mean? And until you're actually in that, I don't know what you're doing. You could be doing just the same as the other guy. I don't know.
I got Cliff out of Connecticut.
Yo, you hear me, Nuss?
Yes, sir.
Yo, what up, Bill?
What up, though?
Ain't nothing. So I wonder, like, how you deal with how you deal with being like for the people when the people is always like not showing love and respect, like Tip, or the fans when you stood in front of Ryan and then they didn't want to call you a warrior like you mentioned, or when you was here a month or two ago and you had to argue with the former boxer telling you that Ramirez was too tough of a task for Devin coming off, the prior fight, and now they saying, oh, he wasn't even good enough of a fighter. You should have chose someone else. Like, how do you, what do you do it for? But when the people always got something new and they could never be satisfied. How do
Well,
y'all
well,
like
see,
stay motivated to
see,
keep
Tip.
doing it for the people?
See, well, there's a combination because Tip is a fighter, but there's no one out really giving Tip's story and really behind Tip and how inspirational and motivational Tip is to his own family to actually be the age. I can hear the maturity in his voice to know he's out there doing something that I just congratulated. It's easier for me to be a real man and stand on man time for me to ever stoop down to what they're talking about. You know what I mean? I know just even what Tip has done himself is admirable in the level that he is. But you know, he's a one man band working at you know what I mean, working against an orchestra, and so are we, but it's part of the game. And you know what I mean? And I relish in the opportunity for being able to be there for Devin as a trainer, as a manager, and as a father. But mainly, our motivation has never been the money, right? Because we knew the money was going to come. But our motivation is that it's another father and son that's looking at it and saying that it can be done. You just need one to change the generation, right? And to inspire them, to inspire the next generation. And I think that Devin is doing a good job at being a generational talent, someone that's coming in and changing the trajectory and the mind thinking of others. And that's what I'm so proud of him. But of course, if you want to be a fan and, you want to just have negative energy and you want to roll against or roll with the underdog or do all those things for entertainment, then you have those kind of people that are in the chat right now. You have those kind of people, and you know we don't hate on nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So right now that Devin is for them at a catch weight and he don't got no belts right now. What are y'all doing? Is y'all just taking fights where he's comfortable? Are y'all trying to move into a division and put some straps on him? Like how y'all going about that?
Well, like I said, is that at 26, I can say that to the top of the mountain. He's beaten more champions than anyone. He's undisputed, and he's beaten more champions. So anything about it being a fluke or anything about that, you know what I'm saying? So we've reached the elite level in boxing. We've had the big events, the stadiums. We've had all that. So I mean, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It can go both. It can go both ways. You know where he's at right now. I think that with scheduling the way that it is, that Fatal Fury card and those that have pledged allegiance to Turkey and the commitment to staying in the gym, both Haney and Lopez, they fit each other. Haney and Garcia, they fit each other. It just fits.
So
You know what I mean? And
do you fight
I won't be the first one. Go ahead.
do you fight Tio at 40 or do y'all just fight where Devin's comfortable? Like how do you negotiate that? Do you want his
Well,
belt?
Tio,
Do you want the
no,
Ring magazine belt off of him? Or do you
well,
fight him in a catchweight?
Well, Tio is going up to 147. He's going up to one. All these fights is happening at 147 pounds. You have Boots. You know, you have all the fights are at 147, and it's a glamorous division. It's a division that we should all be celebrating the fact that our boys, our fighters, are there. You know what I mean? I think the catalog, when you catalog these fights, they sound a lot more better and a lot more appealing overall at 147 pounds. You know, as far as you know what I mean, the being in that division versus the 140-pound division or 144. We went up to 144 with the expectation that our next fight would be at 147 pounds. So that's what we've been building towards.
I got RC Nightwing live with Bill.
Yo. You got me?
Yep.
Yo.
What's up, Bill? What up, Ness?
What's up?
Hey, man. No, man, first of all, just props to you, man, for coming on with Ness, man. I know this community is brutal. So much respect for that.
Yes.
But I'm gonna this is just a question for me. Like I was actually disappointed with the performance from Devin, and that's just based on his past performances because you kind of have an expectation, you know, from someone like Devin, who became undisputed at such a young age, you know, and he's got a certain style that we're used to, and I was just expecting something different. Having said that, my question is like going forward, are y'all gonna take like criticism from not criticism, but like, you know, the disgruntledness from fans and kind of tailor that, or are y'all just gonna go? Is this what we can expect from Devin going forward? I wouldn't think so, but I just wanted to see.
So let me ask you
what
this:
you had to say.
if Devin changes his style and he comes forward, win or lose, are you going to support him?
Well, see, when that this is crazy because when I was watching that fight, with those fights that one weekend in Times Square, I was like, man, had I really said, like, had Ryan not been on steroids, Devin wins that fight. Like, that's really what I thought, just based on Ryan's performance. So I just feel like Ryan's got a lot in his tank with how he had been performing, not how he performed that one weekend. But yeah, if Devin showed out like he has been up to last fight, like, man, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch. But
So you were critical.
that's why I wanted to ask, like, going forward,
what
is y'all's plan, or what do you got to say about that? Like,
okay, were you critical of his his performance with Ryan Garcia?
Because he looked like he wasn't on steroids. I mean, that's all I gotta say about that. Like, he looked like he was scared, like he didn't have that confidence that he had.
What I'm saying
against
is, were
y'all.
you critical of Devin? Were you critical of Devin and the performance against Ryan?
Oh, no. Because, I mean, I just felt like damn, because I had Devin winning that fight. I had Devin winning the fight besides the knockdowns. The knockdowns changed everything, but I felt like Devin was outboxing Ryan.
Okay, were
Just
the people for a whole year critical on Devin?
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah. But that's why I said I'm asking this for me. Like, like that way I could, for me, because I felt like I literally said, like, man, if had Ryan not been on steroids, I feel like Devin wins that fight just based on how he was fighting.
Yes.
But I still want to see that fight. Just so I can like confirm that. I feel like Devin wins that fight.
Okay, so maybe he walks down his next opponent. Maybe he does. We don't know. We don't know what we're going to do. I know that particular fight called for that, and with Devin's warehouse of tools, he's able to do anything.
Quan, Midwest.
Yo, what up, Bill? What up, Neff?
What up, though?
And shout out to you, Bill. You know what I'm saying? I'm a long-time supporter, man. I've been really following the whole way since I really been in boxing myself, in my journey. Personally, I like what Devin do. I like his abilities. I love the jab. I try to emulate my jab. I know I can never be as good as his jab, but anytime I'm doing, I say I want it to be sharp like that. And I just think he has a lot of skills due to you being a great trainer, you being a great father, building them up in the game, working with a lot of different trainers, but also with the fact that I'm having all of those abilities, I feel like the problem is now, how does y'all like game planning? I know that's got to be kind of difficult on you because he's like, man, I know Devin can do this, he can do this and do that, but what do we want to focus on this fight? Is that difficult for you?
No,
Like to be able to
no,
say,
and it's
all right, I
not going
got to
to be
kind of.
no, it's not difficult, and it won't be difficult for you when you just apply and you say, okay, I'm not going to focus on what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on taking away what that fighter does good. What does that fighter do best? Can you stop him on that night from doing and being who he is? We were able to stop Jose Ramirez from being a pressure fighter on the biggest stage and the biggest. He was waiting on that. No matter what, you're 32, you're still in your prime. You're waiting on that moment. He's done Olympian. He's an Olympian. He's done, fought and lost on a big stage. He's said he's not gotten up at times. I mean, he had been through every emotion that a fighter should go through at 32 and every experience that a fighter should experience at 32, being champion, not being champion, and all the stuff. To be handicapped, and this is what you have to concentrate. Don't listen to nobody else. If you listen to anybody else, they're lying to you. You have to handicap the man. The man can't do whatever he wants to do to you in there. It's not their night, it's your night. And when they look back on it, it wasn't their night. We never let them inside the fight. Because if we let them inside the fight, then they'll say, oh, if that was this fighter, if that was that fighter, if Devin get hit with a clean shot, they'll say, oh, if that was Tank, if that was Ryan, if that was. So I wanted to kill the narrative and to show them and to put Devin in his rightful space is that if Devin doesn't want to get hit, he's not going to get hit. It's going to be tremendously hard for any fighter, especially them slow-foot, flat-footed fighters that Floyd has taught us that are straight up and down, no special effects. Listen, when we fought Jojo Diaz, when we fought Jojo Diaz, we gave Jojo Diaz action. They didn't give us no credit. We fought Jorge Linares. We gave him action. They didn't give us no credit. You know what I mean?
Stock.
So
oops, my bad.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
All right. Stock Chasers, you live with Bill.
Yo, Nuss, what's good? Yo, Bill, what up?
What up, though?
Ain't nine. Yo, listen, man, I'm here. I'm in a big city, so excuse the background noise. I'm walking in the streets right now. So check this out, man. I only got 2 quick points, right? So my first point is, obviously, listen, I love Devin. I like Devin. I've always liked Devin. I want him to continue to work. I know it was a bounce back fight from that Ryan fight. So, I understand being a little Try not to get hit, man. I understand that part. You know, it took me a couple of weeks to kind of settle down and understand that, but I get it for sure. One thing I'm gonna tell you though, man. I love that Tio fight. So everything you have in your power, Bill Haney, to make that fight happen, I think that's a great fight for Devin, and it'll definitely put him back in the mat if he does it in great passion and he looks good doing it. Man, I think we'll get Devin back in the mat. Bill Haney, keep it up, and I'll definitely keep watching. You heard?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, I got Jonathan Sims, North Carolina.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yup.
Yeah, North Carolina Ness out of Ohio, or by the way of Ohio. Oh, what's up, Bill?
What up, though?
What up? What up? I'm sure you listen to the show often, but I got a little thing that I do before I get into the call. So if you don't mind, today we coming out of Psalms 19, and this is the verse of the day from the Bible app. In case those who don't know. I know Ness know because we've talked about this in the past, but this is from Bible.com app. So in case those who don't know, for my fans out there, Psalms 19, verse 1, the heavens declare the glory of God and the firmament soweth his handiwork. It's God's word for God's people. And shout out to TBX. You don't have to arrive when you already here. And I heard you had a conversation with one of my TBX member, Tip. I thought he was pretty respectable about the way he was addressing it. And I thought always you did a fantastic job adhering to his questions. So kudos to you. And with that being said, Bill, I text you after the Devin win. I know you're busy. So hopefully, in the future offline, we can rap because I want to pick your brain about raising a young fighter from a father standpoint and the things that the father should do to prepare the son to be successful in his future endeavors. So whenever you get time, hopefully you could reach back out to me and we could talk. But
Yes, sir.
now I'm sorry, what you say?
No, I said yeah. No, I said yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, Bill, I find it kind of funny how prior to the fight, Ness provided the platform for the gentleman Gabe to come up on the show. Kudos to Ness. There's nothing against Ness. And Gabe gave his opinion, very strong opinion. But after the fight, he's nowhere to be found. After the fight, there's no tweets. After the fight, there is
Yes.
no,
Yes.
Dev took a tough challenge and did better than what I thought or got the job done because he had a whole lot to say prior to the fight. But post the
Yes.
fight, it's crickets. He didn't even come to get his crow.
Yes.
So I just find that pretty
Gabe
odd.
Rosado.
Another thing that I
Gabe
find,
Rosado.
huh?
Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado. Bill
Yep,
Haney is looking for you on the boxing voice. The people want to know, how did you like that performance? How did you like that shutout, Gabe? Come on over here to the boxing
exactly.
voice and tell us what's cracking.
Now, Bill, here's the conundrum that I have. This is enigma for me for the fans. Why is it always what Dev didn't do? Where is it that what Jose didn't do? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he cut the ring off? Why didn't he apply more pressure? Why didn't he get on his toes? Ness, can I pay for one more? Just one more?
All right.
Okay. What you say, Bill?
He
No,
ain't
no,
answer
no.
yet.
You're absolutely no. You're an absolutely right. But the thing that is so gratifying, man, is when callers like you intelligently, you know what I mean, assess the shit. And guess what they say then? They say that we riding, right? We riding when we intelligently assess what's really going on. But this is what makes it all worthwhile. You know what I mean? And someone come on and actually, giving us our flowers, man. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, because Jose is a professional too, right? He's a champion
Yeah.
too, right? He's supposed to have a tool bag too. So it's only up
Robert
to
Garcia
Devin to, huh?
and Robert Garcia, trainer of the year, and Robert Garcia to know, okay, he's going out that door over there, right? Step to him on that and close the door then.
Set traps. And it's so funny
Set
you brought
traps.
up Robert. Again, all respect to Ness, but Robert came on the show, and I like Robert, but he kind of confused me when he came on the show talking about you guys because in one hand he was offering an extension to help, but in my mind I'm like, why would Bill go to you when all your fighters are flat-footed? And then B, he says, oh, but I'm not trying to take him or train him because I got fighters who I want to fight him. So what's going on with that relationship? Did y'all talk about
I don't.
Dev coming to camp?
No, no, but it's a respectful relationship. I have a, respect for what he's done in the sport, and he has a brilliant boxing mind. Um, I would have liked him to told more truth about it. That it was a tremendous game plan on our part, to not give them something that they had prepared for. I mean, shit, they had prepared for months and months.
Exactly.
Debit the jab and to come over the jab and to do certain stuff, and we prepared as well. We were prepared for our game plan, and for Robert to choose not to, and Jose to choose not to adjust their game plan when we went round after round after round. No one wants to say anything about that. The fight happens
At
when the
all?
fight happens. The fight happens when the fight happens. And they say that we didn't come to fight. Well, you didn't come to fight because that's when the fight initiated. Cut the ring off, and then a fight happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
other than that,
and
if you don't cut,
and like you said,
if you don't cut the
respect to
ring off,
Garcia, but he came on and said Jose fought, trained hard, he did this, he did that. And all due respect, in the words of Bill Belichick, do your job and do it well. Y'all only trained one way, bro. Clearly. Y'all never trained different styles. Y'all didn't train to come a different way. Y'all trained one way and y'all trained that hard. And I just think as a trainer, he kind of set him up for failure. So lastly, the last thing I want to
they won't
bring
say
to
that
you,
though. But see,
Bill,
they won't say that. They won't talk about Robert Garcia's
but
game
I
plan,
can't.
right? They won't,
I will.
they won't mention that. Yeah, yeah.
So the last thing I want to ask you, Bill, we look back at that Ryan fight and Dev gets a lot of the criticism. So with all due respect, looking back from your vantage point, what are some of the mistakes that Bill Haney made? And if you could go back, you would change them in the future. And that's my call. Hope to talk to you soon. Thank you, Ness.
All right. Oh, absolutely. Is winning, having win on my mind versus having the people and thinking, okay, what are people thinking and what are they doing instead of actually serving the job that I'm supposed to serve as a game plan to win against that particular style, to handicap that style. The greats have said it all the time, and particularly TBE is take away what that fighter does best,
Bill, I know you've been
and
on
then that's where
for
you're at.
I know you've been on for a while, so if you do gotta go, let me just get two more. One question from me, and I got
Yeah.
somebody.
Okay.
Um,
Yes. That's it. Ness. Thank you.
so I had Robert on, and he made it seem like you were lying, and that you guys misrepresented that photo. He made it seem like every fighter had to get checked in the ambulance. I questioned him and said, well, Robert, why is there no photos of anyone else in a ambulance? And he didn't have an answer for that. But do you have an answer for that? And obviously, some sort of response to him claiming that that photo is misleading.
Well, I mean, and let them tell it that he didn't get hit. You look at on the you look on my story, Bill Haney underscore on Instagram, and you'll see clearly that's one shot right there. And I say to everyone, I said, okay, out there fighting for 12 rounds and getting hit. Another shot was the body shot that everyone heard, the sound that's going around, that big body shot. So um, the truth is, there's no pictures of anybody. He came and said, we all were in the. No, the truth is that the only person that had a picture of an ambulance, and I didn't report it, Fight Hype, shout out to Fight Hype, and their reporting of it, is him in an ambulance. Devin wasn't, Rolly wasn't, and no one else have come out and shown to being in an ambulance. So for him to say that Bill Haney was lying, I think shout out to Robert, good guy, but he came out with talking points of the people and narratives instead of actually talking about the game plan. What I expected him to talk about is what a wonderful game plan we put up against them. He went and said they should be We should both be disappointed and stuff like that, all to diminish Devin, and at the end of it, diminished himself. Can you imagine a trainer like him, and at that moment, right, you have a quote inexperience in Devin, you have inexperience in Bill in the corner, and to say that we're lumping us together, that you didn't do the right thing, that you didn't come with the good game plan, that you didn't encourage your fighter to do something, you're telling a lie. Because why didn't you? I'll tell you why you didn't. You're lying about that, right? You did. You told him that you told him SO, cut it off. And Devin was fast, and he knew that with that, he respected the power in Devin, and he just let us stay in first gear. He didn't make us go down in the second, third, or fourth gear. We stayed in first.
Tip Bellis, 3 counters from the community. They want that bill and tip.
Yeah, man. People got to stop calling in capping for Bill. Like, this is just getting nasty at this point. The fact of the matter is, man, y'all did it to yourselves, and y'all gonna continue to do it to yourselves because y'all keep comparing yourselves to Floyd Mayweather, and I don't know why. Like you wonder why, and I heard what
What
Jason
do
said.
the numbers?
You wonder why.
The numbers compare. The
Well,
numbers.
hold on, Bill.
7
Hold on,
champions.
Bill.
No,
You
ain't no
like
hold on.
y'all
7
wonder why.
champions. No,
Hold
7
on.
champions. No, you listen. No, you keep not comparing
Okay.
it. You want to compare everything else. You want to talk about everything else, Tip. That's what you want to. You don't want to talk about 7 champions. You don't want to talk about undisputed champion. You don't want to talk about 2 division champion. You don't want to talk
I'm
about none
trying
of
to
that.
let Dev be Dev. I'm trying to let Dev be
No, no,
Dev.
no,
Y'all
no, no.
keep
Let
wanting Dev to
history,
be Floyd. Dev ain't
let
Floyd,
history,
man.
let history not be a mystery. He don't gotta be. He's Devin, and his numbers compared to the greats. If that's what
That's
you
my
want to
point.
talk
He's
about,
Devin. So why do y'all? So if he's Devin, why
I
do y'all
don't.
keep making Floyd
But
comparisons?
okay,
I
okay.
don't
Well,
get
why?
it.
Well, listen. Let me ask you
Like
this:
Bill, do you understand? Do you understand why
Okay,
y'all
well,
take?
what?
But hold on, Bill.
Well,
Let me
are
get
you
it
the
off.
same
Let me get it
person?
off because
Are
I
you
don't
the
think you
same person? No,
understand.
no. Are you the
Yeah,
same?
it's
Are
the
you the
same
same
person.
person
It's the
that
same
didn't?
person.
Are you the? No, but are you the same person that didn't say nothing about the comparison, the CompuBox comparison to the fight of yesteryear? Did you come out and say, why are we comparing this fight to that fight as 2 different fighters? Did we compare, or did we say this is the lowest outpunch based on the numbers? Men lie, women lie, you lying, and numbers don't. 7 different champions at 26 years old and still counting. Undisputed, something that he hasn't. So, no, we don't got to talk about Floyd. There is no comparison. Devin's been undisputed in his division. In a division.
But yet,
What division?
you
So,
always
and the
making
whole
Floyd
time,
comparisons, man. You
I ain't
always
making no
bringing up
Floyd
Floyd,
comparison.
but like, I don't get it.
I brought up Floyd. I brought up
You bring
Canelo.
up
I
Floyd
brought
every
up Tank.
conversation. You bring up
I,
Floyd.
hey, just because nothing about you resembles Floyd, then you don't say Floyd's name. That's what you need to do. You
Man,
need to
don't
take
nothing
Floyd and
about
Devin.
Dev
And
resemble
Devin,
Floyd, and that's
listen,
the
don't
problem.
nothing.
That's the
Okay,
problem.
how about
Y'all keep
okay?
trying to
How
compare
about
Dev to Floyd, and
how
this
about
is why you take so much scrutiny. This is why
wait a
you
minute,
all take so much
wait a
scrutiny
minute.
because y'all
Okay,
keep
all right,
trying
let
to
me ask you
compare
something.
Dev to Floyd, and Dev ain't Floyd, man.
Okay, now let me ask you this though. And Devin, at 26 years old, have fought 7 champions. How many did Floyd fight?
I don't know, Bill. How many did Floyd fight? I don't know. I
4,
don't have the answer for that.
4, 4, 4, 4. Now, you talk about the money. You talk about the independent. No, I'm not going to. No, Floyd doesn't compare to Devin. You're right. I should stop talking about that because he doesn't compare to Devin. He was not independent, right? He was not running his own company. He was still, others was making the fights. He wasn't making the fights. At
The
26
worst
years
thing
old,
y'all
at
ever
26,
did.
what?
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I know
Nah,
you're
I was
sorry,
gonna
but
do.
listen, let me tell you this though. No, let me tell you this. Because guess what? Floyd's was with one company. We listen, no, let me tell you. We've worked with Turkey Al Sheikh, we've worked with Oscar De La Hoya, we've worked with Bob Arum, we've worked with Eddie Hearn, and we've worked with Showtime and Steven Espinosa and Showbox. So come on, man. We've worked with everybody. Yeah, so you're right. Floyd can't compare to us because we went everywhere, including we went undisputed and fought overseas, out the country. So, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to bring up Floyd. You don't need to bring him up either. Bring up Devin Haney. Tip.
I try to bring up Devin Haney, but when oh no, don't do
You
that,
talk about
don't do that. I don't do that.
Well, listen. What did he fight 7 champions? Is he undisputed? Huh? Has he been in big money fights? Huh? Listen? Has he changed? Has he changed and impacted and revolutionized the sport? That there's no signs of the streets, right? That you need drug testing, right? That a father and son can go from the bottom to the top. Did Devin Haney not revolutionize the sport, Tip?
Revolutionize from the
Oh
bottom to
God
the
damn!
top. I don't think y'all are pioneers of that. I don't think y'all are
Listen.
pioneers of that.
Okay, let me ask this.
There are those before you. There are those before you that have revolutionized it.
Before Devin, was it a franchise belt? And when Devin had
Nah,
won the
I
Yes,
don't think so. It might.
yes.
Yeah, Canelo, right?
Wait.
Canelo.
No, listen.
Yeah, Canelo.
So Devin, as a young fighter, he did not take the franchise belt, although someone took the franchise belt on him, right? He's the first fighter to denounce the franchise belt, right? The sides of the streets. He crossed sides of the streets and broke it down before Turkey Al-Sheikh came and worked with everybody. Devin was the one that said that we can work with everybody and make the biggest fights. No, but it was guys like you, Tip, that said you have to cross over and sign with a PBC to make a fight happen. Or sign with, that's what you said. Now you don't got to sign with shit. All Turkey got to do is say the fight's going to happen, and it's going to happen. Devin did that before that. He revolutionized the sport. When it came to not only the sides of the streets, but also when it comes to making the fights happen, Devin is on there to make the fights happen. He's not hiding behind no promoter. It's all the other fighters hiding behind promoters and politics. Correct? Friendships, promoters, politics, and everything else.
Friendships. Shots
You right.
fired.
Hey, you right about the friendships. You right about the friendships.
Okay.
Yeah, you right about the friendships.
Listen, I'm right about the whole thing, Tip. You are getting fried right now, Tip. You are getting fried.
I guess,
listen,
man, you
let
ain't even let me get it off, man. You just cut me off. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook.
Because the word revolutionize was too big for you. You started with the And I'm saying this, you don't understand that word until you do things to revolutionize the sport, man. That's the only thing that I'm talking about, man. Listen, when you talk about being on here, the fighter has sent his dad, his representative, a CEO. He sent a trainer that's over here talking to you and giving it to you blow by blow. Who else did that? Did we do that first, Tip?
Man, didn't Terrence Crawford fight Sean Porter, who was his friend?
Okay.
Then he crossed the street before Devin Haney even got an undisputed fight. I just had to go back and think because you said revolutionary, man.
No. I said
that's what you just explained, right?
I said revolutionary. I just asked you a question.
Should we say Bud revolutionized it before? So should we say Bud revolutionized it before Devin did?
You choose not to answer. You choose not to answer, right?
Ask your question again, Bill. I'm sorry, Bill. Ask the question again. Cause I wish I would have got my statement over beforehand, but now I got to answer yours. It's crazy.
I'm saying to you, whether or not Bud Crawford and his era has done some amazing things. At 26 years old, have you seen a fighter that has come and impacted the sports on so many different levels? At 26.
At the age of 26, no.
Okay, so that means that Devin has revolutionized the sport at such a young age, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud that he can have the wherewithal, he can have the patience and the understanding on a big night that it's going to take something, and they might call it whatever they're going to call it, but to handicap a tremendous fighter in Jose Ramirez and Robert Garcia, it's going to take something that the people will have to get a trained eye, will have to learn about. And I hope on that given night that you do, when you go back to Border Wars, I hope that you don't get caught up in the fog and the fantasy and all the things that Bill Haney has gotten caught up in, and you stay focused on that night, handicap your opponent, and win.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
nah,
I don't
my
know.
opponent leaving handicap.
I don't know that he can handicap Lobo Bill
Yeah,
because
yeah, hey,
Lobo's
Bill,
a
my opponent
southpaw.
gonna leave handicap. My opponent gonna leave handicap.
Yeah, but he a southpaw that's super active, digs to the body. I mean, he's obviously Shakur Stevenson influence, so he be pinning the high guard and just stabbing you with that straight left to the body. I mean, matter of fact, ain't no time like right now to just show you because we've been trying to get
Okay, yeah, show
Bill.
me.
We've been trying to
Show
get
This
me.
Bill
is
to a border
nasty, bro.
wars.
This is
What?
yo.
I'm showing
You're
him. I'm showing him
you're
how big
wild.
your fight
You're
is.
wild.
Yo,
No,
you don't
yeah,
like
why you're
promotion.
wild? Cause not,
You don't like
I know
promotion.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool
You
with it.
don't
But the
like
fact that you gonna
promotion.
show that's cool. Do your thing.
Send
Do
me
your
your
thing.
video so
Yo,
I can show him yours.
no. It's good, man. Hey, Tip Mountains in the chat, man. Tip Mountains in the chat.
This your opponent though. This his
Tip Mountains
opponent,
in the
Bill.
chat.
Look at his opponent.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hey, all I know is, from what I'm seeing right there, Tip, you better not stand your ass right there. You better not be standing there. And I'm coming to the fight because I'm going to see what you going to do. You better use that Devin Haney on him.
So you say he better not stand in front of him?
He better not stand in front of him.
He got them bag
Lord
gloves,
have mercy.
Bill. You think that really make
Lord
the
have
knuckles
mercy. Hold
better?
on.
Is it good to use bag gloves or is it better to use boxing gloves to hit the heavy bag like this?
Man, I see some good form. I see him got some good form. He's good and balanced. He's a southpaw, so he's going to be awkward. He got a good double jab. I want to say, looking at him, he's not a converted southpaw, that he really is left-handed. Sometimes you have converted southpaws, but yeah, he's really left-handed.
Let me get you some sparring. My man he don't play this shadow boxing while listening to the show. So you know he always working. FYI, Bill, this is Jesus Ramos' gym. Yeah, he works at the gym and he's always working in the gym. Let me get you some sparring though.
Tip, you got problems, man. You got some big shit up, Tip. You want to bring me in?
Hell yeah, Tip, take that word.
Tip, you want to bring me in?
Hey, Bill, and look, this guy look just like Tip. Look how this guy comes out thinking, man, I'm sharp, man, I'm slick. He got that lean in his head, like I'm too good, and get popped right in the face. That jab. Shout out Lobo. Oh, Tip, send that work so Bill knows what you looking like. Hurry up.
Nasty, man.
Hit my DMs.
I'm glad you promoting this, man, bro. Cause Bill, you gonna witness a body bag. I just messaged the pre-pro, man. I just hit the pre-pro.
Man, you supposed to hit the DM on Instagram. I tell you the whole world 1,000 times.
Oh my bad. I'll send it to the DM on Instagram right now. Then.
Yeah, I want to see your work.
What you think about Lobo's patience here?
Lobo, listen. Yeah, Lobos, he got good patience, good defense, hands up.
He going to sleep.
Hands up.
He said he going to sleep.
He going to sleep.
Well, Bill, I gotta be a good promoter. Tip did get a second round knockout, like a legit, not us, you know.
Okay.
He got blood and he
Tip.
put the dude down and everything.
That's what
and shout out to Emperor King. He's a good fighter. Emperor King did good, but Tip.
Yeah, no, that's
Tip
what
definitely impressed
us.
us.
Man, listen, and that's what I'm saying is I love all fighters. I respect all fighters. When I talk about different matchups and talk about what Devin does and what he's bringing is different. But these guys, Tip is a hater. He's a Devin Haney hater.
Tip,
your haters are your biggest fans.
Tip,
your haters are your biggest fans.
Did you send it to the Boxing Voice, Tip? Did you send it to the Boxing Voice?
Yeah, I'm sending it now, bro.
Hey, Tip.
Sending it now. Send it, man.
Hey, Tip, I didn't say I was going to stop calling you. Answering your phone. I didn't say stop calling, Tip. You're a hater, but listen, I appreciate you.
Here we go.
No, I didn't,
Oh, he sent this highlight.
Hey, man.
Hey, Lobo, this nasty work.
I sent the fight.
But why you ain't send no new
I sent
work?
the fight.
Man, you ain't
fuck
send
the
no
work. Fuck the work. The fight is what matters. The fight is what matters. Show Bill Haney the fight. Show him the fight.
Let me see it. Let me see Tip.
You already know Tip from out there. Let's go.
And now we don't know how that nose.
So Tip, first and foremost, Tip is in the white headgear with the white gloves.
Tip,
walking him down.
Tip want a knockout. He want a knockout.
He want a stoppage. You see it? He's going for
I see Tip.
Oh, he pounded.
That's you in the white headgear?
Yeah.
Ow! Damn! What the fuck? Holy shit!
Now show Bill Haney.
Tip was the business. Tip. You all action, no defense. I see what you like.
He said no
I see what you
defense.
like. Hey, don't worry about the Tip. Listen, I see it all now. You don't like no defense. You all offense. You all gas, no break. That's okay, Tip. That's Tip, all gas, no break. You dig? And listen, yeah. You don't care. You don't care. Tip. You one of them niggas that say, I wish a nigga would.
Listen,
You one of them, I wish a nigga would type. Yeah.
No, I don't never say that, Bill. I don't never say that. But look, I want you to be there. I want you to be there. We're going to be fighting August 2nd. I want you to be there, Bill. Because I'm telling you, you're going to see a different level.
Bill a busy man. Hey, Wisconsin,
what city is
I
it?
hope.
What city is it?
It's in Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
It's in Wisconsin.
No, I'm not gonna tell you no lie.
Hey, listen, Neo concert the same night. Unless, I don't know, your wife might love Neo. In the same city, Neo's going to be performing at 7:30 p.m.
Man,
I mean, obviously he ain't gonna hit the stage. He ain't gonna hit the stage at that time, but you know.
But who don't like Neo right now? Neo is the, you know what I mean? He's the poster child for a man living his life, having fun. You know, yeah. He's the poster child right now.
Hey, Tip. So you done?
Yeah.
So you bowed out?
Hold on.
Well, he sent him more footage. He sent him more footage. What you doing?
Okay. What are you doing, Tip? Hey,
listen,
because listen, because practicing on defense is what you're not doing, Tip. You know what I'm saying? You're doing everything but defense right now.
Did he show you the Devin Haney jab, Bill?
Well, I seen him jabbing, but I didn't quite get a chance to see the Devin Haney jab because one thing I'm saying about that, Tip, you got to be able to throw that motherfucker, for longer than just one round. I need to see more of it. Not to say that you don't got it, but I need to see more, Tip.
Hey, matter of fact,
he got you stumbling and fumbling, Tip. We're gonna have to move on, man.
Tip it's been bad. It's been bad for Tip today. He started out. It's just been real bad for Tip, But hey, tomorrow will be better, Tip. You know what I mean. I'm in the chat. I'm I'm around, and you got action at me before you got action at Border
Don't
Wars.
worry, BH, I'm gonna hit you on Instagram direct, man.
Listen, absolutely.
He want them tips. He want them defense tips now.
Absolutely. Shout out to the boxing voice, the voice of the people. And I came over here and I had a great time. I let the callers call up, and guess what? The people have voted. The people have spoken. Nobody opposes Devin the Dream Haney, nor do they oppose what he did on that Friday night in that humid New York City. We look forward to our next challenge. We ready to go. And y'all stop promoting Teo. Promote him as a ducker. Yeah, he's saying all that racist shit. If he really wanted, then the ultimate grudge match. And I'm the first one to say liquor and Lopez in the same sentence. I'm the first person to say liquor and Lopez in the same sentence, Ness, and you know it. And he talking about he mad at anybody. Take it out on the people that pointed it out. You did. And I'll see you later, man. Shout out to...
Oh, damn. Oh, you're back.
No, shout out to TVV, man. And peace, man. You hear me? Ness, I'm on speed dial. So if any of our ops call or anybody come in that's significant, talking shit, call me back. I'm in the chat.
I did hit up Gabe to see could we do that again. So we going when he respond, I'll hit you up. Because that was a good idea Gabe, by Jonathan Sims to get his thoughts.
Yes, and tell Gabe, listen, don't do no ducking. Don't do no ducking. You did everything. You've known for not ducking, so don't duck the Bill Haney smoke. We handled that business with Jose Ramirez, somebody that you said that you thought that we were a little crazy to pick, and we shut his ass out. So don't hide, Gabe. Come on to the boxing voice, and let's do this.
Bill, if you want to give your longtime friend a couple minutes, CYP is there. Oh, fuck. You there?
Wait, hold on. You said what?
You want to give CYP 1 minute? He's there.
Man, I'm always open for CYP. Another Border Wars guy, ain't he?
Yeah, he a Border Wars.
CYP don't just talk about it. He done did it in the ring. I'll talk to CYP. CYP, I'm always going to talk to you. Huh?
All right, look, Look, nigga, I ain't here for no convo. I'm here to talk to the haters because I'm tired of their shit. Nigga, I want you to keep doing what you're doing and see if you can reach 10 excuses, right? Because the first excuse was he's too chinny. Then, the steroids don't matter. Then he came in 165 pounds. Then, he don't look the same. Let's see how many excuses you can fucking reach. If you can be the all-time most hated excuse throwing fighter and keep whooping ass. Fuck them. They do not care about you winning. They want to see you lose. They want to see you stumble. It does not matter. They don't give a fuck. They will never give you credit. So fuck them and take them to the motherfucking bank. CYP motherfucking out. Keep up the good work, dog.
Peace.
All right.
Shout
See,
out to
all love.
CYP, man. CYP ain't just, ain't no doubt. CYP ain't just talking about it. He actually gets in there to do it. And shout out to all the Border Wars fighters. And I got a lot more respect for those guys that come on and talk because they're not just talking about, they being about it. And what a hard job it is to even get up and get in that motherfucking ring, man. So shout out to everything that you guys is doing. Keep doing it, Ness. I'm gonna jump in the
Appreciate you,
chat for a
Bill.
minute. Remember, hey Ness, call me if some of the ops come up, man. Call me,
Nah,
man.
for
Call me.
sure.
I'm ready to
For
come back
sure.
up.
For
All
sure.
right. Peace.
Hopefully we get Tio
Peace.
on, man. Where Tio been at? Let's see
Listen,
if we can set that fight
listen.
up.
Liquor.